Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, what is up everybody? Welcome to another day of StarCraft 2. Today we are watching the Junior Championships, I should say the Alpha X Junior Championships, but maybe we can be a more general. I don't know. Anyway, it's not just Alpha X members, of course, it's just all the players below the age of 15 are welcome to join and participate. Try out in the open bracket first of all. Those who manage to get through the 8-player selection will be able to participate in the group matches. And then afterwards, as we are doing tonight, we will be having the playoffs. Which means we will be watching 2 semi-final best-of-5s and then follow it up with a final match as well, which is in fact a best-of-7. First of all, Metillo versus Cuckoo will be playing, which should be a pretty exciting one, guys. I hope you are stoked for that one. Metillo very, very confident. Cuckoo, you know what, previously when we did see him play, yeah, he did some strange stuff, I have to say, in his TVT. Very, very aggressive. I'm not sure if Metillo actually was watching. I think he was. We're gonna have to wait and see though if he actually plans out against this, and if he does, well, or if he did see it, then he should try and go around looking a whole bunch with his SCVs. It's kind of what it comes down to. Anyway, how are we all doing here? Ghosty, I see Ghosty is here already sitting in the chat. He's one of our participants. Very cool seeing him here as well. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, you crazy German? And, yeah. Looks like we're still doing some vetoing here. I think something went a little bit wrong, perhaps, by... I don't know. Well, no, never mind. I don't think it did. I thought somebody accidentally picked a map and then they figured out that it was in fact a ban. Didn't happen that way, luckily. So it looks like we will be starting off with Ephemeron, Triton, Nightshade, World of Slappers, and afterwards Eternal. If we do manage to get there, of course. Potential that we don't, but then again I feel, you know what, I'm feeling the vibes. I think we can go back and forth between these two, even though one of them is a little bit of a less favored player, Cuckoo, quite a bit SR lower than his opponent here. Actually, well, let me see actually what the exact numbers are. Yeah, it's about 1,000. It's about 1,000 MR. Right, well, I guess, you know what? we're gonna have to wait and see if Cuckoo manages to beat Metillo as well as he did the previous time around, beating two other much higher tiered Terran players previously as well. Beating Baby Marine and Fireplay, both of them. Yeah, let's just hop on into this one. We're already in the loading screen, so we are going to be starting very soon here. Hope you have your snacks. Hope you have your tea or beverages. Lovely word to say, beverage. Anyway, still loading up. Hope you are excited as I am. Here we go. It's interesting. Okay, so what I figured out is that my hotkey for my scene switching isn't working. Which is particularly... Anyway, alright, it doesn't matter too much. We're gonna just be hopping into it like this then. Get things started along. It is the best of 5, of course. In the top left, we have Maker's Red Terran player. He is Metillo.
More Shoebox Depot
The
things.
Italian Terran here. In the bottom right side of the map, as we can see, it's the blue Terran. He is the one that is a little bit less favored here overall. He's from Romania. And he is Cuckoo. There we go. Lovely stuff. So yeah, players that really haven't played that much yet in any type of form of tournaments. Now trying to showcase what they are made of in one of their first big tournaments, right? Where they are, well, more likely to be moving onwards very far into the tournament. So the tensions do rise, of course, the closer and closer you get to these finals. And nerves are as much of a factor as they are for, well, maybe a bit more actually than the other more advanced players that we are more used to be watching right now, right? Those players that have been playing in the esports scene for multiple years, have been doing multiple tournaments, just like steaming through them one by one, managing to get some good runs. Maybe some of them, you know, with still the slight exception here and there. But yeah, guys like these definitely trying to get there for one of their first times. And as we can see, Metillo actually did take it to heart. He is definitely scouting quite heavily here. He's playing it safe as well with the double gas. Cuckoo this time around though, you know what? He's actually opting to go for the macro game. So actually kind of the opposite of what I was expecting. Perhaps he is expecting Metillo as well, that he will be counting on Cuckoo being very aggressive here. But so far it's not happening. And Metillo, instead of just amping up the aggression here, is just gonna stick to what looks like a expansion build of his own, just slightly delayed, and try to make things happen afterwards with that, with this. A little bit of a Reaper duking out of seeing which Reaper control is more superior here. Tillo managing to get some shots on that SCV, but this is gonna be enough, obviously. Yeah, Cuckoo playing it safe so far. He wants to get those Hellions out. These two Reapers might be a little bit problematic now. Are in fact still going to be able to delay this command center quite a bit here. And might even be able to get up into the main base. But playing it safe, playing it cool. Just ending on the pressure here on that command center. The two Hellions will be popping out though, and that should be the end of that. So a short-lived little bit of aggression, but then again, it's a pretty remarkable amount of delaying going on. Oh, actually, it might not be over yet with more stuff arriving here for Metillo. Most of the damage he got dealt was in fact on top of those two Reapers here. Just one of the Hellions still slightly above half HP. Now, yeah, still quite a bit of damage being dealt here. Full Hellion should be able to put a stop to this time around. Nothing else coming across the map here. Oh, nice mine. Good dodge though. Cuckoo, can he do it? Another great mine here by Metillo, but this should be the end of things, right? Right? You'd think so. Yeah, there he goes. Off into no man's land again. Back into the dark mists of the Fog of War. Both players behind this, starting up their Ravens. Cuckoo's Raven still a little bit earlier than Matillo, which is a bit surprising, I suppose. After all, Matillo did go for the double gas opening, so his tack being slightly behind that of Cuckoo does surprise me a little bit here. Oh wait, he did go for the Cyclone first, so that is where the extra gas did go into. I knew something was off. And you know what, that could still prove quite problematic. Although the lock-on did happen onto the command center, so the Hellions do have an opportunity here to perhaps go in for a little bit. Oh, another lock-on onto a Marine in this time around. And really not managing to do too much here so far. You know what, Cuckoo doing a really good job staying in here. He still is on a similar work account. The army supply is a little bit discouraging. That third base timing though for Matillo, that is a lot quicker. Those are the tiny things, I suppose, that do differentiate those these two players. We will have more than enough opportunities to really delve into the differences that an MMR gap that these two have should be. What kind of a difference that would make. Yes, both of them are just kind of relaxing now, not really doing anything too much. We could probably talk a little bit about these two players. So let me grab this card. First of all, Matillo, he was very confident the previous time around when we did see him play. We had a little bit of an interview. We will be doing interviews today as well again, guys. So if you do want to ask questions to either of the winners, you know what? Every time after one of these matches, we will be having the interview with the winner. And then, of course, after the finals as well, we will be having a final interview. But yeah, if you do have some questions for youngsters like these, like how the hell did you get so good? Do you even have any other games that you play, or is, you know, anything like that? Make sure to write them down, think about them, and we will make sure to ask them during the interview. We still have a long way to go, so it's going to be difficult for you, of course, to really guess who you would be asking the question to. That being said, it is going to be a lovely little bit of thing. But yeah, as I was saying, so the previous time we had the interview with Matillo, he sounded very, very confident that he would in fact take this entire tournament. He didn't think anyone would really stand a chance against him, and that it was as good as in the bag. He didn't really even practice that hard. He just kind of showed up and completely wrecked on the other side of things, right? The opposite side of the spectrum, we have Cuckoo, who was desperately practicing as hard as he could. And he said he would definitely try to practice as hard as he can again this time around. He did manage to practice for just solely the TVT matchup, so maybe that is gonna help him out this time around as well, because that is basically still the practice that is gonna be beneficial to him, having done this much of the TVT practice. And yeah, maybe he even did more so. Perhaps. I mean, thinking about Cuckoo, I think Cuckoo just wants to get as far in the tournament as possible, so I do believe that he just really tried to get as good as possible with the TVT matchup, perhaps. So we are seeing Matillo, moving out here a little bit, posturing out on the map. He is getting scanned, so that is lovely here for Cuckoo, of course. Ooh, a good disable on that Raven, slowing down this attack quite a bit actually. Matillo, is he gonna go for a Hodo turret here? On top of the SCVs, it could potentially already cause a little bit of a disturbance here, but no. He is looking for the disable here. Now are the Ravens for Cuckoo doing the same thing? No, they're just going to go for the other turrets. Immediately melted though. And that is looking rather rough now, losing most of his Marines as well. Matillo having a beautiful location where he can start shooting up on this command center. Marines as well, helping to take out those SCVs very quickly. And this base, well, it's gonna have to be abandoned here. Needs to lift it up and repair it back to safety. There we go. Ooh, those auto turrets are particularly spicy as well. Perhaps some disables would have been beneficial in that situation. Now, the one thing Cuckoo needs to be aware of, that most of his Marines are very far away from these siege tanks. So, the siege tanks are in fact quite open for the taking. And Cuckoo reading that situation really nicely. Oh, there we go. Cleaning everything up quite handily. He did take a little bit of losses, of course. 55 workers versus 71 right now. Losing 10 workers in total so far because of this attack. And, well, at least he traded equally with the army, kind of. Oh, my dear lord. Matillo not giving up that easily. Immediately coming in with a second attack wave. One medevac still filled up for him. Maybe some nerves here coming into play as well. What, maneuvering back and forth. Cuckoo, he decides, you know what, I cannot afford to try and make this happen in my own base and need to do some damage as well. On the other side, 6 workers going down for Matillo, but you know what, I don't think it's going to matter anymore. This is just too much for Cuckoo to handle. He doesn't have the forces to break his opponents at his home base, and he doesn't have the forces to defend his own home base either, so it looks like we will be having a conclusion coming up rather quickly here, guys, to this first game in the best of 5 series between Cuckoo and Matillo. GG is called. And I am still trying to figure out why, in fact, my hotkeys weren't working there. Luckily, I don't have to make the maps and stuff, so I can just kind of try and multitask my way through this. Maybe it's this. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, we fixed it. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, alright. Game number 2. Game number 2 already starting here, guys. Going rather quickly. Miguel doesn't have a co-host this time. That's kind of weird. Exo Striker here as well now. Welcome, buddy. Another one of the players joining in today. Oh, wait. No, never mind. Quathis is, in fact, helping Miguel here. Alright. Alright. So, yeah, I think there was... You know what? That is just a difference in the MMR there. Unfortunately, I believe that was taking place, showing its ugly face there. In the later parts of the game, it does just become so much harder because every, you know, tiny advantage that Matillo gets just kind of stacks up on one another. And you could definitely see that he just had the upper hand there in the end. His army was so much bigger. His economy was just overflowing him with resources and stuff like that. So... You know what, I think Cuckoo needs to look back on the previous times that he did beat the TVTs. Think about those strategies back then and try to pull something out of the box like he did back then. Because in those earlier parts of the game, if you do manage to surprise your opponents, you increase your chances of winning potentially quite a bit. Now, the problem with that, of course, is that this is now a best of 5. Which means it becomes a whole lot more difficult to win through sheer early game aggression on its own. Matillo is bound to pick up on the strategy if you do plan to be like that. And yeah, you won't be able to get that far ultimately down the road anymore. So it's just going to be a rough one overall here, I'm afraid, a little bit afraid. But anyway, you know what? I mean, it's amazing. Cuckoo got himself here. He beat Baby Marine and he beat Fireplay. You know what? Matillo, according to himself, he probably is a lot better than those players. If we are supposed to believe Matillo himself. But you know what? I'm still rooting for Cuckoo as well. At least to try and give Matillo a piece of his own medicine here. Alright, game number 2. Because Matillo, he is just kind of really good. Yes, he has been beating a lot of people here. And as we can see now as well, just quite a slight difference in skill, it would appear. showing between Matillo and Cuckoo in that previous map. And, well, as it would show, Cuckoo is changing up the strategy. Anyway, in the top left, we have the Italian Terran player in the red. Team Makers, he is Matillo. This is the really Kozen. And here is the blue Terran. He is from wait, was it? I don't want to say this wrong. Romania. Yeah, alright, it is Romania. He's from Romania. He's playing for Revive Uprise. At least that's who he represents. Maybe it changed because I can't see that he is in Cosmos Esports right now. So maybe that did change there. Anyway, he is Cuckoo. Having quite a nice run so far. And as we can see, here it is. Oh, we've seen this before actually happening. He used this last time around as well. I believe it was either versus Baby Marine or it was versus Fireplay. I think it was versus Baby Marine, but the idea is that he flies his barracks into the base, he gets some tech labs, and he actually starts making Marauders here. Now, the thing that almost backfired previous time around is that he, of course, doesn't have anything in his base to really defend this home here. So a single Reaper could potentially kill off all his worker line. Now, on the flip side, I mean, his push could ultimately kill off everything Matillo owns as well at the same time. That's what it comes down to. Luckily for Cuckoo, he did manage to surround the Reaper there previous time. Is he going to be able to do something like that again? Or is Matillo just not going to use that Reaper? Actually, he is keeping it at home. So he's trying to be very cautious. He's searching everywhere. He did not watch these previous games, that is for sure. That is really showing now that he did not watch last week's games. Either that or he completely forgotten about this strategy. Which, you know what, would be rather weird to me, but I mean, this is just not a strategy that you would forget very quickly. These three Marauders are gonna actually wreak havoc upon his opponents here. All these Marines or SCVs are in a lot of trouble. The Reaper's actually quite low as well. Cuckoo needs to stay in a position where he can keep microing backwards. Okay, he's just gonna try to attempt to put himself in a position so that he doesn't get too much of a surround on himself. But so far, he's killing off quite a couple of the SCVs. More SCVs are being pulled. Where are the Reapers? The Reapers died. Very nicely killed off here. One Widowmine being burrowed. And has to sacrifice a Marauder. Would have liked to see... Oh, my dear lord. Oh, yeah. Cuckoo takes a game against the opponent that is, in fact, 1000 MMR above him in skill. I mean, guys... Ah, that's the Cuckoo that I remember. All right, Matillo, he doesn't seem to care. He's just like, okay, all right, that happened. Go Nightshade, please. And here we go. Nightshade will be our next map. It's gonna be something else if Matillo gets caught out of position like that again, though. I'm pretty sure this time around, if he does not see a barracks at the front door of his opponent, he is gonna check those corners in his main base as well. At least that is what I would expect to happen. And even, well, yeah, then everything should be okay, theoretically speaking. He can play... Wait, he's asking... Matillo's asking if he can play Zerg. Miguel's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. We're kind of loose on the rules here, apparently. If Cuckoo is okay with it. Letting the decision making into Cuckoo's hands. I don't know, this is a rough one. Maybe he really preps for his TVT. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if all he did was practice TVT. And then to suddenly have to play TVZ, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't do this. Alright, anyway. What a build. Yeah, exactly, man. That was crazy. Alright. I'm not sure if he's here right now. Saturday night. All right. Well, and the feelings, right? It's yeah, but Right. I wouldn't let it slide. I would not let somebody switch races in the middle of something. You know what? Especially with somebody who has such a difference. He says 1 sec, please. I think he might be like asking somebody for advice, maybe potentially. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway. Alright guys, remember that we do have a Matcherino page, if you haven't already. I believe it should be... There we go. Wait, does it not show the code as well? That's a bit unfortunate. Anyway, this is the code. It's the code right there in the chat right now. And we will be looking for a possibility for you to fill it in. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read 2 chats right now. So yeah, if you would be ever so kind to help us out with those codes. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Matcherino, but it's basically you just go to the website. I think most people are, right? Anyway, for those single person that maybe the parents that might be watching right now, I don't know for sure. Anyway, if you go to the website, take the code with you, the AXJC2, you will be able to add a little bit of free money to the prize pool. Absolutely free. It's just a coupon code that you fill in. You can log in on the website with either any account that you might own, Microsoft Store, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, whatever. Everything works. And just a couple of clicks. Help us out. Add a little bit of money there. Anyway, Eruption, welcome as well into the chat. Okam here as well. I see Sushi lolling away. What's up, buddy? Alright. Game number 3. Looks like we are sticking with a TVT here, as I, you know what, secretly was hoping for would happen. In the bottom right side, we have a blue Terran player. He is from Romania. And he is Cuckoo. I think from Cosmos Esports, or as we well, previously in the tweet that we made, he was still representing Revive Uprise, but maybe I'm just doing some weird stuff. Anyway, let's quickly talk about him. He is 15 years old right now. His big brother got him into StarCraft 2, and as soon as he had a computer to play on in November 2018, he started playing StarCraft 2. He reached Masters pretty much immediately, and is a big fan of Maru. Plays every day, and is also well known as he is a regular streamer. Anyway, okay, so his opponent right here, it is Mirtillo, the red Terran from Makers, the Italian. Let me grab the stuff on him. He is 15 years old. He's the oldest competitor of the tournament right now. He's a long-term member of Makers. He started playing at the age of 5 together with his father. And seriously, he started playing seriously 3 years ago. In 2017, he reached Masters 1 from Diamond 1 in one day. The first time he streamed. So when he was 13, he reached a Grand Master already. And ever since, he's just been steadily improving. A scary force for sure. His favorite player is Bjorn. Alright. I mean, making it appear Cuckoo is here that he is going to go for a standard macro build here, but at the same time, in his in his opponent's face, he is adding on that Marauder with the Concussive Shell. Metillo, and you know what? He is playing it a little bit greedy here. He is going to add that Reaper. The Reaper and well, okay, there's the Bunker. The Bunker is definitely something you need against this. He's looking around, checking to see if he does find a barrack somewhere. And you know what? I mean, I think Metillo was a little bit annoyed with this, but overall, I think Cuckoo is showing quite a lot of brain power here. First of all, he's not doing the same thing. He's not adding the barracks into the main base here. He's putting it quite far backwards because he knows that there is going to be scouting taking place. Metillo on the same time, though, he is showing some brain power too by adding on that Bunker. But then he doesn't have anything to put into the Bunker anymore. The Reaper quite far away, having to pull more SCVs here. And that's quite a lot of bio right now. Coming to kill off these SCVs. Okay, well, one Marine just barely manages to get in there. Okay, and this might become a little bit more difficult now. Using a scan there to try and take out that Reaper, but it, unfortunately for him, was a little bit too far away. Now, this is the moment in time where he kind of needs to try and ramp up the aggression here. Well, try to ramp up the speed of his engagements because he cannot allow the macro for Metillo to amp up as much as possible. Needs to try and mitigate this. How that Widowmine could be, you know what, that could be the maker or breaker of this game already on its own. Would love to see a single SCVs try and set that off, but then again, I mean, the Bunker filled up with 4. Oh my dear lord, this is not gonna be pretty. Oh, trying to split, but I think that was a retarget. A lot of the SCVs are low on HP. They might be able to try and repair themselves, but here comes the force. Actually, it's still quite strong. That's a lot of Marauders. That's a lot of Marines trying to get on top of those Bioforces that Metillo still has. Metillo might actually still be in a lot of trouble here. Oh, my dear lord. Ooh. Okay, well, Cuckoo is coming in. The siege tank is about to be ready here. 14 workers have gone down for Cuckoo. Cuckoo needs to get on top of the siege tank. The siege tank is not allowed to be set up into siege mode. Oh, the repair is absolutely brilliant. And that is probably going to be the moment in time where Metillo realizes that he has this in the bag. Unless if the siege... Well, okay. Well, the siege tank does still fall. Making everything to play for again. Missing the repair. Actually, he had no money to do repair. He left no SCVs on the mineral line. So he doesn't have money to remake a bunker either. Is he gonna put his command center in the wall now? I think he might. I think that might be the right choice, but well, he doesn't have the time. He doesn't have the time to do it. These are the final few units that Cuckoo can muster across the field here. Can he actually kill off the Marines? There's 2 more on the way. Metillo is still mining here. Cuckoo is mining as well, but this one Marauder, oh, he needs to get onto the mineral line, I think. Just try and target down SCVs here. It's really good that these Marines are popping one at a time, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Another Marauder shows up, though. Another Marauder. This one's quite healthy. Needs to protect the unhealthy Marauder here. Can he do it? Loses it, though. 2 more Marines gonna go down with the concussive shots. Really hard to micro away from this, but looks like this is just gonna slowly trickle into the favor of Metillo, especially with that siege tank now on the way. Yeah. Just a single mule here ready to try and take it. That was such a clutch hold there for Metillo. Maybe a little bit of a different micro there, and maybe this would have packed out differently. But yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be very difficult for Cuckoo to still win. He's going to get shot by the siege tank, and I think that's going to be it. That's going to be GG. There we go. A 2-1 score now for our Italian player. Yeah, there we go. We are going into the score screen. All right. Matillo taking another map here, taking back the lead. World of Sleepers will be our next map. Map number 3. And this is where we have to start thinking really deeply for Cuckoo. Well, Cuckoo needs to start thinking really deeply, more so, as to what he's going to do. Right, Matillo, he's on edge. He knows what's about to happen. He is looking for those cheeses. And he's prepping for them. He almost broke there. For a moment, I thought he might actually just barely start losing that one. But clutching the repair with the siege tank and just barely keeping enough, quite a lot of those SCVs alive. The Widowmine shot as well. I mean, a little bit unfortunate there for Cuckoo. Getting hit with most of his SCVs, but beautifully micro there by Matillo, targeting the SCVs further back, so he doesn't get the split of the SCVs as easily. And yeah, still managing to get a great hit there. A valiant effort, but here we go. Another game on the way. World of Sleepers. TVT. Can Cuckoo do it? Can he tie up the series again? Matillo is on match point now, so if he does win this one, that means Cuckoo is out of chances and he's going to be out of the tournament here, and the underdog story will have to end right then and there, unfortunately. Anyway, let's see if he can do it. Let's see. In the top right, we have a very impressive Italian red Terran from Team Makers. He's 15 years old. He is Matillo. His opponent in the bottom left side is a blue Terran. He is from Romania and the clear underdog right now in the tournament. It's already pretty impressive that he managed to get this far. Can he get another victory on the board here? Can he do it one more time? And then maybe even one more time to actually move on into the finals as the underdog of the tournament. He is Cuckoo. Sneaky Cuckoo. I would like it if he changed his name to Snooku. Like, wait, maybe not, because that sounds like Snooky, which is a whole different thing. I was just thinking about Sneaky, Snooku, Suku. I don't know how you could put those two together without making it sound like Snooky. But if anyone knows, we should force him to change his name into that. We would have to peer pressure him. Seconds. Oh, actually, it's a factory this time around. No attack lab for the Marauders. Making it kind of look like it might be another one of those Marauder runs. Matillo not yet scouting those edges of his base just yet. Although, you know what, I'm not sure if you can hide still. Two barracks there. He is prepping for the more common proxy Reapers. Yes, he does see those two. The two refineries. Oh, that's a bit annoying. Just barely managing to get out of there in time. As the proxy is going to get scouted here eventually, it looks like. Oh, there it is. Alright, yep, now he knows. Now he knows it's a 1-1-1 attack here. Can we see what the reaction is? It's just adding on his own starport here, it would appear. Needs to have attack lab as well. A siege tank for Cuckoo is going to be a lot sooner in town, so maybe that will help him out here. Oh my dear lordy. As if he did get killed off, so that starport is going to be quite delayed now. Another SCV is going to be pulled to try and fix it, but that is on its own very, very difficult. That is very needed to, you know what, first of all, increase your mobility by quite a bit, and also to allow yourself to have that vision on the high ground. You need to have that initial Viking lead, which right now Matillo most likely will be able to take. So Cuckoo is sending off his barracks instead to help out with this. SCV does fall. The Reaper and the Hellion coming in again, blocking the path for the starports here to land. The siege tank is in production, so he's going to be able to force those guys to move away here, but still very, very annoying. The siege tank for Matillo in a reasonable position. But the siege tank for Cuckoo is going to be able to start sieging away first of all. There is a bit of a sieging positioning here. Potentially for Matillo, really nicely positioned actually. Look at that, going to be able to take out the first siege tank here. That's quite a big deal. Managing to find that hidden corner there. Also coming in with some units from the back at the same time. I believe that was the Reaper. It's kind of to confuse and make life difficult here for his opponent. Second siege tank now. Wants to get on top of that factory. If he manages to force the factory to lift up, that would be a big win. That would be an amazing win here. That would mean that Matillo won't be able to make more siege tanks for a while. Oh, nicely found opportunity here with his two Vikings. Gonna pick off a siege tank there. And looks like they will be able to get out of there. Oh my god, actually, no, with the Marines now here as well. This is rather dangerous. Needs to walk out of this position. Needs to keep that sight onto the high ground as well. But the Viking count quite heavily in favor for Matillo now. Cuckoo needs to start repairing with his SCV. SCV. Oh, in siege for Matillo. Matillo's going for it. Cuckoo's unaware. Cuckoo's unaware. Oh my dear lord, that was just in the nick of time. He needs to get up there again. One more shot from the siege tank. There we go. Okay, no more siege tank here for Matillo. But that is quite... Oh. That is quite a lot of Vikings still up in the air. 5 Vikings.
Game resumed.
But 3 siege tanks right now. Sieging away at the front door. All the Vikings land together with the SCVs. Is it going to be enough here to break the siege tank line? It might actually be. Oh, the SCVs did pull backwards here. There's one Viking still up in the sky, but only 6 workers going down here. That's no game-ending damage whatsoever in any margin of the word. And the siege tank line does fall here. The use of those Vikings and the Marines. Matillo is just remaking... Well, he remade the tech lab. And the factory once again producing those siege tanks. And he comes again. 4 Vikings though this time around is going to be able to take that fight quite convincingly. Oh, nice targeting down. One Viking that did come in quite off the wrong path there. Might be able to kill off the starport here. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Still in this. With the help of those Vikings, might be able to land on top of the siege tank as well. Not that much right now remaining for Matillo. This might be an opportunity. I'm not sure. There are still a couple of Marines here. And a Viking as well, of course. But another siege tank softening up those forces already. One more siege tank being created here for Matillo. Oh, yes! A Liberator is on the way, guys. A Liberator could definitely make this very, very difficult for Matillo and start forcing his hands to push into this position once again. I'm not sure if a second time around he is going to be able to defend himself from in this situation. Cuckoo, I mean, the longer this is going, maybe he's actually going to do this, guys. I am starting to see some faith here. Another siege tank, but I mean, there's no starport to really make anything against this Liberator. Together with the Vikings, this is going to be very difficult. Forcing those siege tanks backwards. He can move forward with his own siege tanks right now. Liberator. Okay, so yeah, there we go. There's those the siege tanks moving forwards. Really needs to make use of those units in succession of another. Moving forward with the siege tanks, then moving forward with the Liberator. Coming in again. Alright, here is the big attack coming from Attilo. The Vikings need to land right now. That may have been a little bit too late landing the Vikings there. And once again, the entirety of the attack does get thwarted. But at what cost though? I mean, that is quite a couple of workers being killed off now. Cuckoo with more than double the worker count, but he is oversaturated by quite a bit. So his economy actually, you know, it's still a little bit in his favor, but it's not by that much. And the counterattack could be quite deadly, as most of Cuckoo's production is, of course, on the opposite side of the map here. Might want to lift up and try to run to safety. With another siege tank here, is going to be able to potentially safeguard this position. No, I wouldn't even try. Just fly them back, Cuckoo. You have quite a nice advantage now. This is probably your best shot to win the macro game in the long run. Does he trust himself though? Does he trust himself to make this happen? And can he, in fact, as well, of course, is the question. Coming in here, and you know what? He might still have more than enough. Oh, he does. He definitely does. Just running up there, killing off the siege tanks, not in siege position. And Cuckoo taking another map, tying up the series here. 2-2. Matillo. It's getting close. It is getting close. He's got to feel quite squeamish now, at least. Wonder if he's still that confident right now. I'm gonna have to wait and see. Cuckoo, I mean, he's doing it, man. He's doing it. He is cheesing his way through the tournament so far. Is he gonna get into the finals as well? He's gonna have to face either versus Exo Striker or Ghosty, but he's not there yet. Of course, Matillo is still a very capable player and might still be able to just bring him back, bring himself back into this. I say back. He has been ahead for quite a while as well. He took the first game, then it tied up. Then he took the lead again. It tied up. So you know what? If we are looking at the history here. Who knows? Who knows? Matillo talking a lot here. Not sure if I should share everything he's saying. But, well. Alright. Oh. You know what, guys? Sometimes it's best not to talk. Sometimes it is best not to talk. Cosmos Esports out of nowhere. The Cuckoo, I'm not completely sure. He may be going to the toilet for a moment. He might just have fainted out of excitement. That could be too. Oh well. Anyway, Matillo. I mean, he's still in a good spot. He's obviously the better player overall in the macro game. But that early game definitely still not his strong suit, apparently. So far, I mean, he did thwart one of the all-ins on Nightshade, and you know, it still was very, very clutch. Definitely still could have gone into Cuckoo's favor there. Let's see. All right, there's Cuckoo. Let's get things rolling once again. I hope you guys are having a good time. I mean, I definitely am. This is quite a treat for me. And then afterwards, we're gonna see Exo Striker versus Ghosty as well. The rematch. Previous time, Ghosty showed Exo Striker what it means to die by the German Zerg hands of of just youngness. I don't know what to call him exactly. Other than that, he's very good. I said German, right? I don't know. I hope I did. Anyway, Exo Striker, the Russian there. Whew, whew. Guys, okay, I'm getting quite excited now. Is Matillo, the Macro Terran, gonna be able to kill all of this this menace, this player from, well, I mean, coming back from behind every single time? Let's take a look, guys, into the map. We jump in. At top right, we have the 15-year-old red Terran player. Oh my dear lord, he's succumbed to the all-in pressure. Alright, anyway. Started playing since he was about 5 years old, I believe. Got GM when he was 13, so you know what, he's been at this for a while, thanks to his father. Can he get himself into another victory here? Can he get himself into the finals? I mean, he said he would have no problem whatsoever beating everybody else in the tournament here. He had a lot of, how do you call it, confidence. But so far, not yet exactly happening with all as much ease as he really expected there. Anyway. Real trash talk.
Game paused.
Anyway. Favorite player is beyond. It is Martillo. I was still doing the thingamajig. His little brother crying. Alright, alright. You know what? It does make him a lot more relatable, doesn't it? He's a caring guy, obviously. We're gonna have to wait a moment. Part of sports might as well have some friendly banter in esports. Yeah, this is true. I don't know if any of you saw the actual talking happening there. It wasn't really BM at all, in a way, right? It was just you could feel some agitation there for sure, right? I mean, I'd probably be a little bit agitated too if I was in his shoes, getting all in and not managing to beat back the all in. Wait, what? What is happening? Is he being DM'd by Matillo? Is that what's happening? Wait, what? I'm not sure if that is necessary. Wait, I mean... Okay. Nowhere else, guys. Nowhere other tournament. Anything like this happens. I'm not completely sure what happens, and you know what? That's probably not our place to really know. Tensions are running high, it seems. Frustrations are mounting upwards. And we're gonna have to delay that one apparently a little bit here. The final conclusive battle between those two. Miguel is, of course, the admin for the tournament, so he is going to be able to do whatever he wants. We'll see. We'll see. Man, that is unfortunate. I was looking forward to that final battle there between those two. Alright, anyway. Extra Striker versus Ghosty. Pretty cool tournament. I mean, Extra Striker, Ghosty, welcome guys. We're going to be playing you guys a little bit sooner than we expected. Oh wait. Miguel's now asking if they need 2 minutes only, or are we going to wait and start the other match? Alright, so he's giving them a chance. Just give him a break. I know. I know it's juniors, man. I know. It's just funny to me. So we're having a bit of a delay. There are some issues with tensions and frustrations mounting up between the players. And well, I mean, Miguel being the nice guy, he doesn't want that in the tournament. He wants it just all good, happy vibes. So he's telling them to cool off for a little bit here before we are actually going to continue. Well, it's because, you know what, if the guy BMing, I guess in a way, right, they are both a little bit frustrated and it both kind of comes with the thingamajigs, but Cuckoo as well is apparently getting a little bit frustrated. So both the players, in fact, it would appear, are a little bit frustrated. And I'm not sure exactly if there was DMs involved as well. I don't know. Okay. So I'm getting a... Okay, so they're talking about the pause as well being a little bit suspicious, which... I mean... I don't know. I don't know. Is it something I may have done as a child? I was a complete messed up child, guys. I would not have done well in tournaments at all whatsoever. I would try to cheat my way in every direction I could. But luckily, I never was in a position where I was as good in computer games as these guys are. So I never had that happen to me. But yeah, all right. So we, before we finish off that best of 5, we're gonna let them cool down. Apparently, we are starting the other one. It happens, guys. It happens. It's part of, you know, the practice that comes with tournaments like these. Tensions run high. And dealing with those emotions and frustrations is just part of it, right? We all know a couple of players that still get frustrated up until their later ages. I get sometimes very frustrated still. And you know what? Learning to control those emotions on a stage and in a competition, it's all very important. And it's kind of good that when those frustrations do run up to a moment where angry DMs are being sent, then, yeah, just slowing it down a little bit, telling them to calm down, giving them a bit of a break might be the best thing. Play Blackpink videos during intermission. Isn't Blackpink like the Korean girl band that got replaced with all the other ones, and now they're like one of them is like not even trying to dance anymore and stuff like that? I don't know exactly. I didn't like watch 40 minutes worth of videos on them recently. No, sir. And all sorts of opinion pieces. No. That didn't happen. I definitely did. I don't know why. It just it's interesting, man. Those people they just work tirelessly. But then I guess they were just like girls all from really rich families, right? That's the thing. Was that the thing? I don't know exactly. And then they replaced some other girl band that's like used to be original with certain things and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just opening a whole casket of cookie crumblings here that I don't want to get into. Yeah, Maria Luca. I mean, that's a bit of the suspicion here. That's what Cuckoo is worried about as well. And I mean, yeah. There's a minute delay, so you know what? It is a possibility. I'm not completely sure how long he waited. It did seem like about a minute time. But then again, I mean, if his brother really was crying, right? I mean, you know, he probably didn't really watch that. It's kind of a catch 2020. I don't know what the thing is. I'm Dutch. Don't blame me. Anyway, you know what? We might actually be able to solve that quite easily by just. Oh no! Wait, actually. No, even switching overlays as soon as we pause isn't going to really work out because we're still going to be able to see right up until the moment that he pauses, so yeah. Oh well. Anyway, we're going to have to wait a little bit, guys. We're just starting game number 2. Well, match number 2. And then we're going to hop on back between Metelo and Cuckoo. Hopefully we have somebody working out their differences right now. I hope they're not making it worse between themselves. If either of them are listening, or anyone else, like if you're having troubles with somebody in like a competition or something, just kind of, you know, try to calm down. Don't make it worse by talking to them, because no matter what you say, you're probably gonna make it worse, unless if you're like, I don't know, some sort of miraculous person that learns some sort of social behavioral skills at one point. On a professional university level, maybe, potentially, you'll be able to make something happen there. And, I don't know. Can I get music? Oh, yeah. I was thinking, like, can I listen to music when I play? That Ghosty was asking the question if he's allowed to listen to music. Just saying the fact that Cuckoo took 2 games of this guy, it is impressive. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I know that they were cheeses, right? The one game that was kind of macro definitely went quite heavily into the favor of Mirtillo. And maybe that kind of adds to the overall frustrations. Could be. What's about... to donate? Good thing I held off. No! Well, there is a caster tip jar if you still want to donate. Just not to those... I mean, they're calming down now, guys. An Extra Striker, Ghosty, 2 absolutely lovely people. And, you know, this is the first time anything like this is happening here. It was bound to happen eventually with people newer to the scene and stuff like that, right? On the younger age. We can't, like, probably none of us can really claim that we were perfect at this age, right? These are very young people, and you know what? Emotions, frustrations, stuff like that can still run rampant in a way. The younger teenage years, those darn teenagers with their hormones. Anyway. In the top left side, we have the yellow Zerg player. Oh, I mean, wow, I really messed that up, didn't I? In the top left, there is a yellow Protoss player from Alpha X. He's the Russian from Alpha X. He is Exo Striker. And on the right, we have a blue Zerg, hailing from Germany. Winner of Season 1. He is not Jinasu, he is Ghosty. Right, we're gonna have to fix his name. One sec, guys. Let's do a blue. There he is. Bam. Production value through the roof. Let's just hope he sticks with a blue or a red color. That's the only colors I have. Anyway. We're gonna have to change those as well. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, it's useless debating it, guys. It's impossible for us to know. Remaking the game later on at some point. I mean, if it happens again, past at that time, we might get suspicious then, and then, you know what, we're gonna just have to wait and see, I guess, still to... it's just the thing about an offline cup, right? Or, I mean, online cup. We are not there to check on what the players are doing. We can't see what they are seeing. Stuff like this. So it does still sometimes come down to just the trust between those players and stuff. Wait, the bracket doesn't go up with the B? Well, that's awkward. Alright, let me help you out. Let Kozan bots help you out here. Kozan bots on the case. I need to get back into the game here. Also, I kind of want to see the overall thingamajigs that we made for these two players as well. Let's just talk about them a little bit, alright? What happened to the music? Music? Alright, we're just going to assume it's going to play again in a bit. Exo Striker, born in Russia 14 years ago. He's 14 years old only, guys. And he's a Protoss GM playing from Alpha X. This is the guy, basically, that everybody is frightful of, kind of in a way. Very, very talented. Has proven himself multiple times. Managed to go through his group like a knife, a hot knife through... hot butter as well. I think it's easier for a knife to go through hot butter than it is through to cold. Anyway, let's put it aside. Come on, guys. Mira, I don't even know how to say it. Meyer A. Luca. Come on, man. Come on. Let's not add fuel to the fire. Right, okay, he's 14 years old, he's a GM for Alpha X. Since 2.5 years, he is playing more seriously, so only 2.5 years, kind of serious play, trying to improve. And, he joined his first team and reached Masters in January 2018. In May 2019, he reached GM, so not that much of a big period between those. And while lettering 2-3 hours a day, he also has had impressive results lately, beating both Rodzin and Vindicta in the Alpha X MVP Cup. So he's already taking names or games of pretty large names here. We probably should see that these links are running across the map as well, as we are still talking about the overall history of the player known as Exo Striker here. But I guess, you know, we are going to have to hype up these links a little bit that are going to get stuck on the wall here. But you know what, there's not a lot downright to defend it. Now this is going to be rough, actually. Going completely unscouted. Where are those oracles? Oracles are desperately needed at home to start zapping away at those links. The links are getting kind of close to eating up the cybernetics core, eating up whatever works, whatever floats their boat. Oh, getting in there. All right, there goes the cyber core, running out of there now before he actually does get killed off too much. And you know what, those two gateways are desperately low. New cybernetic score is being created. Exo Striker though, quick thinking. Re-adding a new layer of wall structures behind this old wall. And ensuring that nothing is really going to get in there. Very, very nicely SimCity'd his way out of trouble. But, I mean, the links are still here. I think he realized that those oracles are going to leave at one point. And now coming back in here, killing off a gateway. Might have been able to get on top of these buildings as well, as they were still very low HP. Forcing so much stuff out of Exo Striker. Exo Strike now as well, having to deal with these units in the main base. Coming in, seeing absolutely everything. He's not going to get too much. 6 workers so far, but I mean, let's take a look. Overall unit... was this worth it? Was this worth it is the question where it comes down to. So let's think about this, right? A couple of things that did happen. Behind this, he was allowed to drone up quite for a little bit, but I mean, the difference in workers not that big right now. Something that did happen though is that those oracles and the Phoenix never really managed to do anything here, right? So they still had to be used for defense for such a long period of time, and the worker line was completely fine because of it. Alright, so Exo Striker on the other hand, I mean, he did get to kill off a lot of Zerglings for free. Did not lose that many units himself. All he had to do was really spend a lot of money on buildings and pylons here, which, you know what, he's still going to be using anyway regardless, because he does... Oh, the door is still open. He doesn't see any units. He doesn't see a third base. He knows there's an attack incoming. But yeah, he's going to be using all these gateways anyway, as he is planning to do a big 2-base attack here. That's a lot of queens though, ready to try and defend. There's quite a couple of Zerglings as well. More banelings might be necessary in this situation though. Although, you know what, that's not a lot of stuff. That's not a lot of stuff. Ghosty might be able to do this one, guys. I think... You know what? This is not looking too favorable for the Protoss, I'd say. Oh, Spine Crawlers as well, being moved into this favorable position for him to fight in. Transfuses need to be a little bit better than we are seeing right now, but the Banelings are coming in. You know what? It might not matter ever. Anyway, the Banelings, look at that control, those Banelings moving backwards here. Still, quite a lot of Archons are going to be able to make short work of Zerglings, but the Spine Crawlers being absolutely crucial to poking those down. And most of the massive forces of the Protoss army here did get taken out, but there's still quite a lot of Zealots now that did get warped in at a later point, as the Banelings, I do believe, got mostly attacked, or were mostly attacking those Immortals and Archons there, or very split up Zealots anyway. And everything's dead now for Protoss. Haha! Right, I mean... okay. So, in the end, both players now trying to do a little bit else. Alright. Guys, I don't think we're doing anybody a favor by continuing a conversation about this in the chat right now. I mean, let's just try to keep it cool, guys. We don't know what happens. All right, we're just gonna assume everything was, you know, in good, honest behavior. All right, and let us just enjoy the rest of the tournament here. Let Matillo calm down as well a little bit. It was quite a rough position here. I don't know, Exo Striker. This is just not looking good for him, is it? Jeez Louise. Although Zealot's pretty good, but Baneling's a little bit better. Just a little bit better. That's some lovely defense there from our friend Ghosty here. Some people do seem a little bit upset about how we handle things. I'm not sure what else we were supposed to do, but I don't know. We'll talk about it later. It's all good. Ghosty coming in here now into the natural base and now also into the main base. Warp Prism into the main base as well at the same time. There is a force field available from this sentry. Might be able to block it off. A little bit too late, it might seem, but you know what? Oh, the sentry does get picked off here. Zerglings also still being able to run through that little choke point. Some Zerglings were able to kill off 18 workers there, though. And another sentry being warped in. Desperately needs to keep the force fields on the ramp here. Needs another one about now. Oh, he misses it just slightly again. More sentries being warped in. The main base for Ghosty in a lot of trouble. You know what? This is probably the best move that that Exo Striker could have made. It's been a really long time since I've ever seen a Protoss do this. And just maneuver his way into the main base of the Zerg, get himself a couple of sentries and force field the army of the Zerg out of his main. Something we used to be seeing a lot more. And here we go. A recall is now being used up. I'm not sure if he desperately had to recall that. Maybe there's still more stuff in his main base. I think there were a couple of more Zerglings. He lost 4 more workers there, but overall he did equalize the worker count. I would have loved if he killed off the hatchery though. If he killed off like just the spawning pool as well, right? Just things like this, extractors even. They were still quite all for the open for the taking. He did still have quite a lot of sentry energy left. Maybe he could have recalled just a couple of units, but then again, if he recalled a couple of units, he did kind of put those guys that he still had left there. Oh my god, this is being rather annoying, isn't it? For another time, Lynx running on in, killing absolutely everything here. Extra Strike is gonna have to make something happen here, but there's a lot of spine crawlers and a lot of banelings. I mean, I'm not sure if he's going to find himself in another favorable position as being in the main base here. Again, 27 workers gonna go down here. And Ghosty seems like he has more than enough still to hold the front door. GG is called. Very, very well played there by Ghosty. Exo Striker not being able to really beat that one back. Anyway. At least make the... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what is the unfair part here, guys. I am sorry. maybe I'm the fool here, but... Not sure if you're still here, AD Trick. But I would like, you know... Put some arguments for your opinion down. I would appreciate it. And maybe we can take it into consideration for next time when something like this is happening. Overall. Or if you expect me to talk about it more. I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't really touch too much on the situation as I was just kind of observing as well from above. First of all, I didn't get any of the DMs. We didn't really had any insights into what was happening with the players directly, right, in their home, or what was happening in that situation. And yeah, to just speculate about it is just kind of yeah, it just doesn't seem right to me, honestly. I feel like we should just kind of leave the subject as it is. Miguel's the admin for it. Maybe we can make a statement about it at some other point as soon as we know more about it. But yeah, up until now, just try to have a lot of fun with the rest of the tournament as well, guys, as this is a great time, isn't it? Anyway, I would like to do a huge shout out to one of our sponsors. Should I even do this right now? Should I wait a bit? I don't know. Anyway, one of our sponsors, absolutely amazing, guys. We're very appreciative of these people as they do allow us to do all the stuff that we do tournament-wise. GameStop, for example, is working with some of the top pros in the gaming industry and making pro training series, which is a couple of videos giving some explanations on all sorts of lovely stuff in game, giving you the pro level of insight and expertise that you require to take you up to the next stage of your gaming expertise as well, I suppose. Anyway, they have series such as in Overwatch, or Call of Duty, PUBG, Fortnite, and even more on the way. So you can go check them out at gamestop.com/esports and enjoy some lovely stuff there. All right, we are gonna be hopping into game number 2 here in this best of 5 with a 1 point on the board to our blue Zerg player. Let me just move this one. Actually, I'm such a goofball. All right, we can just do this. Blam, done. Easy. Easiest trick of my life. In the top right, we have the Russian Protoss in the yellow color from Alpha X. He promised us internally that he would not falter Ghosty again. He's Exo Striker. Can he do it though? Because this German Zerg here in the blue color, bottom left, he is an absolute beast. He is the champion from the previous season for a reason. And he is Ghosty. A young player. But if these are the 2 younger players compared to the other ones. Let me take a look. Yeah, Ghosty actually only 13 years old right now. He started playing at the age of 7, thanks to his dad. So all the cool dads out there doing some great stuff. And 2 years ago he switched from Terran to Zerg and reached Masters in 6 months later. 6 months later after that he reached GM. No wait, 1 year. I'm sorry, this is just... it's very difficult for me to read this for some reason. These people, what do you mean by that comment? These people. I think I meant the overall companies making the decisions to sponsor us. Was that it? Trying to humanize the overall industry that helps us support the esports scene. And helps us support being Alpha X as well. Look at that. Proxy hatchery taking place. Zerglings walking about. And yeah, we will be going back into Matillo versus Cuckoo after this best of 5. There was a little bit of stir, a kerfuffle. And, oh yeah, Ghosty did win. I just did this, so I switched the names around to have the colors in the right spot after I already had the score done. Thank you for telling me. Alright, I need to focus, guys. I really do, because there's some stuff happening here. And I'm not sure if this is going to continue onwards. And Exo Striker, he is making Phoenixes. And I don't think those work very well against a bunch of roaches. It's going to come down to how many roaches exactly are going to be running down the street right here. Also, it's going to come down. Exo Striker, did you in fact see the Roach Warren? No, he didn't. He's looking around to see if there's a third base. He's not seeing it either, though. But that's a lot of... What are these workers doing? Why are there 3 workers... I mean, is he going to make spore crawlers or spine crawlers here? He might be. This has got to be suspicious for Exo Striker. He's got to know something's up, right? Alright, he's making the shield battery. Ah, thank you, man. Alright, Kenman freaking me out. Oh, that's the stuff. Okay, he's gonna mine out these mineral patches. Giving him access. Wow, that is really smart, actually. Making spine crawlers too. Wow, alright. This, yeah. This is some lovely stuff. Exo Striker, seeing what is happening here, trying to take out those drones. It's too late, though. The doorway is already opened up. And now Ghosty can start to make that creep encroach upon those shield batteries. Get those spine crawlers closer as well. Void Ray of Panic being added into the mix here from Exo Striker. Can he actually hold on here? Two Oracles with quite a group of some Gateway forces now fighting off against the Spine Crawler. 3 Queens and 5 Roaches. The Oracle's not really participating just yet, but I mean, I don't think you desperately need to defend against it for this pylon here. Although he is going to get supply blocked here, though. That's actually a lot of a bigger deal than I thought it would be initially. The Void Ray is an absolute beast in this situation. Though I thought we were going to see another Spore Crawler being added here, but instead we are seeing 2 more Spine Crawlers being added into the mix. And now, I mean, with the energy on the Queens quite low, if those get taken out, the Void Ray is going to just clean everything up here. The Oracles are on top of the Queens. 1 more Queen does come in. Transfuse energy. Actually, 2 more Queens coming in here. Absolutely what Ghosty needs right now in the nick of time coming in. But is it going to be too little too late? It might actually be here, as Exo Striker may very well have held off the attack with the help of 4 friendly shield batteries there. Right in his back. Now only Roaches remaining, pretty much 1 Queen here. GG is called. Ghosty not being able to eke out the victory there. And yeah, congratulations to Exo Striker, 1-1 now. Man. Alright, anyway. Hope you guys are still having a little bit of a good time. I am still. And, oh well. Thought this build could work. XD. Ghosty. Yeah, that was a bit of a rough one for him. Not making it work, unfortunately. It got quite close, though. Potentially with a, well, even with a Spore Crawler, honestly, I think Exo Striker just had everything done correctly there. With those full shield batteries, they were all low on energy as well, guys. If that happened a little bit in a different way, that could have very well ended up in Ghosty's favor. But yeah, Exo Striker just, you know what, nice control, nice sticking with the shield batteries, solid decision making, not overextending, making the right units afterwards. The Void Ray, stroke of genius. Well, I guess not maybe genius level. Well, you know, it's the right choice. It's the right choice overall. Good decision making, solid plays overall. And yeah, that's gonna mean we are gonna be tied up here into game number 3. Between our 2 competitors. In the bottom right side we have the, I believe it was 14 years old. Yeah, the 14-year-old Russian Protoss in the yellow, fighting with the Alpha X flag on his back. He is Exo Striker. In the top left there is a Red Zerg. He is only 13 years old. Right now the youngest competitor we have left in the tournament. There is a Red Zerg. He is from Germany and he is Ghosty. Alright, now let's take a look. Exo Striker is going to go with the quick early on probe scouts here. Circling Soup is just lurking here and he is still enjoying the games. Thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate it. I needed that right now. Anyway. Ooh, lovely little bit of switcheroo with the drone, not letting it being seen by that probe. And now the probe isn't going to get the opportunity to block the 3rd hatch, which is going to be insanely quick here, guys. The 3rd hatch before a pool, before any type of gas being taken here. Ghosty, he turned to the red color. Oh, hold up, guys. Let me fix this. Wait, is it? Does it still say Ghosty? I can't read it. It's too. Yeah, okay. Ooh, fixed it. Nice, lovely. Okay. What would this say? So yeah, there's 3 bases here. I mean, I'm not sure if Exo Striker really has anything he could do to try and punish this, right? I think he's just gonna have to accept that his opponent right now is gonna have 3 bases around the same time that he has 2 bases. It's gonna take a while until he fully saturates those bases, but oh well. Anyway, Axis is still here as well, cheering everyone on. Look at that. Lovely in-house support. Probably cheering for Exo Striker. You know, that is one of those things, right? As soon as you join a team, suddenly it doesn't really matter anymore what race those players play. Suddenly you're like just, alright, well, I'm a big fan of this player now, no matter what. I want him to do well because, you know what, I feel associated with him. Because he has the same team logo as I do. And as soon as players with that team logo win a lot of games, maybe that's gonna mean that my opponents will, you know what, just give up as soon as they see the logo that I wear as well, without fully realizing that I am incompetent and really slow in the game. Who knows? Anyway. 3rd base for Exo Striker, also rather quickly. Probably the right choice here. Meet the greed with some greed of your own. The Overlord, though, being able to scout around in the base quite handsomely. Figuring out that there is a Twilight Council here. Twilight Council from Exo Striker. It was placed right underneath the Overlord, and now actually the Robo as well gonna get scouted out very quickly here. I'm not sure if he's doing this on purpose, Exo Striker, and he's just trying to mind game Ghosty into thinking that there is going to be a DT drop here, or some sort of a DT attack. I'm not completely sure, but anyway, Ghosty is gonna have to start prepping for that anyway, regardless. And we're seeing Charge being researched now, so interesting choice. Overlord is gonna get tickled down eventually. He actually got to travel from here till here, just continuously being harassed by a sentry. Kind of showcases how little damage a sentry really does. Alright, and Immortals now also in the production queue. 1 Forge being added, not a double Forge, so potentially it could just be a +1 timing attack still here on the way from Exo Striker. We're not seeing any type of other follow-up into a AoE damage type of units here. Or sure signs that it is going to be a bigger macro game, although you know what, I wouldn't mind seeing that, honestly. I am seeing a lot more Sky Protoss working out into the favor of the Protoss lately. And, you know, it's been a while since we had that meta around, so I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that make a comeback here and there. Although, I don't know if you guys saw the recent Pylon show with, what was it, Tim and, oh my god, am I forgetting his name? Anyway, there were 2 previous people from Blizzard joining on the Pylon show, and they were talking about trying to figure out ways to like ensure that the very late game is not going to be the most optimal play to or way to play. But you know what, I am yeah, I don't know if we should go into my opinions about that, but I kind of like the late games. I kind of like the extreme late games now and again. As long as it's not the only thing that is happening, I do appreciate, like, for example, you do have players like such as Su, right? He doesn't really go for that extreme late game all that much. It's not his playstyle as much. He's just kind of more like the mid-game player that likes to make things happen, try to position himself into weird situations and make stuff happen with those unit compositions instead. Not really have to bother with the extreme late game micro and managing all these different areas. And sometimes it still does happen to him as well, and then you get to see these differences in style more so. But yeah, anyway, doesn't matter too much. Doesn't matter too much. It was more so in a way that they were discussing in a different type of a RTS that you might be able to make that work. So you would always have games last a certain amount of time, making it easier for tournaments and such to really figure out how long everything is going to be. Anyway, I kind of like the unknown about StarCraft. It can last 5 minutes, it can last 50. It's one of the parts that makes the game beautiful. That's a lot of Archons right there being created. Storm as well now being added into the mix. Does he still have at least a couple of High Templar here? No, he doesn't actually. And that means he also doesn't have any Warpins. Might have to... Okay, well, never mind. Doesn't have to make another building there because the Archons melt those Zerglings like... well, we already made the butter analogy. What else? What else does... I don't know. Something else that melts. Ice cream in a volcano. There we go. Zealots at work here. This is what they were made to do, killing Zerglings. Look at that. Also coming in on this 5th base actually, absolutely being decimated. And Ghosty here, I mean, I know that he loves his heavy Zergling style, but it looks like Exostriker kind of caught on to this. And he's doing a good job at countering it pretty well here. The playstyle for Ghosty obviously might be a bit better against someone that doesn't go as heavy into those Archons. The Baling Hydra might be a little bit better, of course, as well, which is what he's transitioning into behind those Zealots. But in the same time, though, the Runbys are doing quite a lot of work here. Did the War Prism die? No, there's actually still here. So did he just walk those guys in? He might have. 2 bases going down in a very short period of time. And that's going to put Exostriker in a lovely position here, actually. Being on the 4 bases as the Protoss, 1 base ahead. Doesn't happen all too often, and when it does, I mean, it's gonna show later on as well, very much so. Now, one thing that does maybe still have me a little bit worried here for well, I guess he does have the Templar Archives, he does have Storm. I would like to see something else of a transition though, something just to kind of make sure that he won't just be counted with the units that he has, and then he can transition into something else. Either Colossi or, you know, maybe even Disruptors at this point might be able to make it work. I just need, wow. Jeez Louise, all those probes are gone. They're all gone. It's 24 probe kills just straight up with a couple of Banelings. So Striker returning the favor though with these 2 Zealots now on the other side as well. Overlord having dropped off a couple of drones there as well to start working at this expansion. And now as these 2 Zealots do see the army of Ghosty on the other side enroll the Archons, the Zealots are still being held backwards here, probably very intentionally, so they don't run face first into those Banelings. But you know what, it looks like Ghosty isn't even going to attempt to try and hold off the base trade scenario here. He's just going to go straight for it and meet it head on. He's blowing up these Banelings into the probes. I'm not sure if that is completely necessary at this time, but is it? I don't know if that's a good thing right now. You might still want to try and keep as many of those alive for as long as possible, as he is still gonna have to deal with this army eventually, I suppose. As the Protoss army is, well, the Protoss bases are just very spread out here. 39 workers being killed off right now. I mean, it's as crazy as it is. 39 workers dead for Exostriker. He's still ahead with 39 versus 27 workers in total. Cybernetics core dead now as well. New Nexus being created. Oh my god, you're joking. Oh my god. Alright. I mean, okay, well, wait, we're gonna hop into that situation as soon as that happens. Oh, the links are here. The links are here. Okay, so what does this mean? What does these probes need to run away as quickly as they can? Although there are a couple of Zealots here. Are those Zealots enough? They might be. It might be not a good surround here for the links. There's no... Is there an observer? There's one observer. Okay, it's with the army. It's coming over there right now. This is the final hatchery available for Mr. Ghosty. He still has an extractor as well on the way in the top left side of the map. But that is everything he has building-wise. This is a crazy base trade scenario, guys. This is getting rather close. But you know what? I think Extra Striker has this, right? His army is absolutely massive. He is losing his main base now. He's losing all his production. But, I mean, he still has this base. And I do believe that he can split up his army efficiently enough that he will be able to just take out another base here. Although he doesn't know where this base is, of course. He just doesn't have an idea. Yeah, Ghosty's supply is very troublesome. And this could be very troublesome too. If he does get... Wait, is this... Okay, what? No, don't do that. Don't run your drones into the army. Wasn't completely sure what was happening there. But this could be problematic. Of course, the army for Extra Striker now maneuvering its way behind the army of Ghosty. And Ghosty is still in the main base here. He's going to be stuck. All those Hydralisks are going to go down. Unless if Extra Striker makes a move to some other place. And his main base, you know what? That's not a lot of Zealots, but it looks like it's more than enough to really hold off these drones and the Hydralisks. I think that's going to be it, right? I think that's game. I think, yeah, this must be it. What else can you do right now as Ghosty? Oh, a recall even happening here. GG is called. There it is. Extra Striker taking the lead this time around in the best of 3. Very well done. Alright. That means we are hopping into game number 4 with a 2-1 lead for Extra Striker. Bringing back the pain to his opponents. Let me double check that actually. Yeah, okay. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Alright, so we saw Ghosty being able to beat back the 2-base aggression of Extra Striker. Then we saw Extra Striker beat back the proxy hatchery of the 2-base roach timing attack. And now we just kind of saw a macro game where Extra Striker looked quite convincingly stronger than Ghosty. But to be fair, good points there made by Tawi, of course. Ghosty was low on drones for quite a long time. He did have a couple of run-bys being missed out by his Zerglings. Maybe if he did manage to catch those with a couple of Banelings, the Zealots getting a couple less workers, of course. Maybe if he didn't maneuver his entire army to try and beat those 2 Zealots, he would have been able to still beat back the overall attack from Extra Striker on his 3rd base. Oh, and we got to remember as well, he lost his 4th and his 5th base. That's quite a big deal as well, I suppose. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to be having to do a couple of things here, first of all. Well, let's hop into the game. And then... I hope you guys don't... Alright, okay. So we're going to do this, and then shift this around. Okay. Oh, this is going to be confusing, isn't it? Well, I mean... Hold up. Hold up. Hold the phone. Let's make this a little bit less long so we do see that he's the Zerg player, first of all. I think that is pretty good. You know what? I hope you guys are colorblind, alright? I hope you don't see the difference. In the top right side of the map, we have the red. Trust me, he's red. He's the red Zerg. He is the German Ghosty, the 13-year-old champion of the Season 1 Junior Championship. In the bottom left side, there is the Russian Protoss player from Alpha X. He is 14 years old, and his name is Exo Striker. Lovely, lovely. Now, it looks like he is going to go for the wall on the low ground. Probably the right choice. been a long time since I've seen anybody do anything else. He's checking for that expansion. He doesn't see one. And he's just patrolling here at the front door, trying to figure out what is coming his way. He sees the links now. 4 links are coming. And that it looks like that is what it's going to stay with. So Extra Striker just very comfortably going to chrono out that Zealot. And I'm not sure what else can really take place here for our Red Zerg. And, okay. A layer as well. Alright. I don't know what that means, but it's exciting and it's intriguing. Shield batteries being invested. I'm not sure if that's going to help out. I mean, it could be a Nidus, right? Okay, let's see how much gas is being mined. So he's going to go for up to 2. Is this a 1 base muta play? No. I've not seen that ever since I played Zerg in Heart of the Swarm. Or those team games. Sometimes you see people do it there as well. I'm not sure, guys. This is an interesting one. It could be Nidus as well. I mean, there is an Overlord in a nice position here. I guess we're gonna see it right now. There it is. Nidus and Infestation Pit being dropped down. So it is going to be a very quick Swarm host play here from our German Zerg. The German Zerg digging deep in his bag of 1 base. Which, you know what, recently with a much better player than I had this, well, I didn't have a real debate, but I kind of mentioned 1 base plays, and he kind of laughed at me for saying 1 base plays. I don't think it was about Zerg though, but still, it is kind of funny to me that we are seeing this right now, even though it is in the German side of things. Look at that, full wall off as well. Gonna deny any mining taking place here. I mean, I've ran into this on the ladder, and let me tell you, it is... Oh my god, it is frustrating to deal with. Now, Extra Striker, of course, much better than I am. So he should know a little bit better as to what his options are in response to this. He cancelled his Nexus for a while as well. Which, I don't know if that was like a little bit of a panic move, thinking that he might need more money here. He's going to be able to scout out now finally what is happening. Alright, so he sees... There we go. I guess he hears now as well. So it's a little bit late with the hallucination there to really help out. And he cancels the Nexus again. I don't think the Nexus was in a lot of trouble there. Ultimately... Oh my god, this pylon though. The pylon! Shield battery, do your job quickly. Okay, whoa, that's close. That is really close. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was close. If that shield battery didn't kick in when it did, that pylon would have gone down. And most of the production, therefore, Extra Striker would have gone out completely, putting himself in a very difficult spot to start holding against this. Another pylon falling, and now the shield battery is gone. Oh my god. Yep, that's 2 pylons down already. And the production is gonna slow down quite a bit here. Now, Extra Striker, what in the world do you do from this point? What's even the plan? I'm not sure. Do you remake pylons here? Do you? Because, I mean... Make more shield batteries? Is that what you do? The shield battery, I suppose it's still gathering energy as it is depowered. Somehow, some way, don't ask me how. It's completely turned off. Somebody pulled the plug and it's still working in a way, right? It's mysterious Protoss technology at its finest. Swarm host coming through again. Another volley coming straight into the natural nothingness. I want to say base, but it's not really a base, is it? Another depowerment. I think Extra Strike is just trying to get as many units together as possible. But if we look at the overall resources lost so far, 850 to 125. Alright, this is the play for him. He's trying to do some harassment here. So far only having killed 1 worker. It's not the greatest job so far, but the War Prism definitely going to be a key part of him trying to make a play against this situation that he's found himself in. So far, he's not been moving out either, right? He's just been staying in his base, Not been sending out units trying to take out the Nidus Swims. That's another one of those things that you might be able to do to try and get some of these locusts to force them onto the low ground here. Then you can run away with your... Oh my god, this is so painful. Oh my god, guys, I thought he was... Ow. That just hurts, man. That just hurts so much. Anyway, okay. Yeah, if you force the locust to land on the low ground here, you're going to be able to run away, maybe make a couple of force fields and mitigate the damage that way, right? Don't let them keep going into your base like that. That is the most important part. Alright, so here we go. Finally sending a couple of forces out to meet the Swarm host. Might be able to use force fields to keep him out. Oh, didn't manage to do so, but he kills off both the Nidus. And he's going to be able to... Well, you see, like forcing an entire volley of Locust here. I think that was maybe 1 or 2 sentries that he did lose. But at least that is everything he did lose, right? He could have lost so much more. Oh, the Creep Tomb is a very good choice here as well. Ghosty just... I mean, really showing the strengths of his play here. I'm absolutely loving that he's not spreading these Creep Tumors either. Because that is going to show that you do still have vision there, right? Now, if there's just a single Creep Tumor, the Creep's going to recede a little bit after having taken out the Nidus one, but it's not going to completely disappear. And you don't really give your opponent the idea that that is happening, right? So that he still has to kill something else here. Now, he's trying to break the front door of his opponent. As long as he kills his opponent here, I mean... Can he kill the Nidus Worm? Can he kill the Nidus Worm? Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't think this is gonna work out for Exo Striker. As there are now drones in his main base. He doesn't have enough money for a hatchery. But there's no Nexus to recall to. And he's moving back across the map. GG is called. 2-2, guys. I mean, that is a dirty strategy, perhaps, but it worked. And Exo Striker definitely, it looked like he didn't play against that much more often. And yeah, definitely not really seeing what he had to do there. Ghosty thought he was dead, apparently, thinking that Exo Strike still had a hidden base. Apologizing for his build order now. But yeah, Exo Striker definitely making the wrong choice here. Yeah. Yeah, I think being aggressive as well is probably the right call. He did try to do it with the War Prism, right? We have to remember that. The War Prism on its own might already be able to force some of those Swarm hosts to stay at home. But there were just enough links, there were enough queens as well to remedy that situation. And as soon as he did try to go for the attack, I do believe as well that he just lost too many units too quickly. And already earlier on, and just didn't have the stuff anymore to really make the engagement happen there. It was just rough. Also, I'm not sure if you cancel your Nexus there that early on. I think if he let his first Nexus, the first one that he made, finish up, I think that would have been so much more helpful. Anyway, we're in a 2-2 situation here. And looks like we are gonna have to, once again. Oh, it's keeping me sharp. Anyway, in the bottom right side, we have the Russian Protoss. He is yellow, and he is Exo Striker. Top left side, we have the blue Zerg. Can he do this one more time? He is the previous champion. He is Ghosty. This is looking eerily similar as we saw the previous game, guys. Don't want to make any conclusions, but perhaps Exo Striker, you know what, he never got to see the replay. He never really got to see anything out of that. I'm not sure how much contemplating he got to do, but I mean, if this is in fact the same thing Ghosty is doing, it's all going to come down to how Exo Striker responds to this, how he deals with it, how he took his lessons from the previous game, and how he's going to do things differently this time around. Although we are actually seeing more Zerglings being created, speed as well, actually immediately added in, and now the drones are being pulled away from the gas, so it might actually, you know what, I think it's something completely different here that is ultimately going to go into a second hatchery. But so far a lot of links are on the way here. Is it? Oh my god. Alright, I mean it is a second hatchery, guys. It is a second hatchery, that's for sure. Come on, come on. Alright, putting it on the low ground. Doesn't want to show it just yet, making it very difficult for that Zealot. The Zealot is so far away from the wall, but I guess the probe knows that the Zerglings are nowhere near that situation. The second Zealot looks like it will be able to be finished up in time here. It's gonna get close. Those links are inching their way forward. The Zealot needs to get to the edge here. Don't get surrounded, Mr. Zealot. Oh, Mr. Zealot. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. Okay, second Zealot. Okay, whew. Wow, just barely managing to keep himself safe. It will be continued, the series between Matillo and Cuckoo. That's a lot of links being created here, guys. That is a very, very heavy all-in. Exo Striker with his Zealots now caught outside here, trying to take out the hatchery. Being caught off guard. He does have the shield battery, but let's see how he actually deals with this. Okay, puts down a Robo, trying to hold off against any sort of Spinecrawler push that might follow in this situation. He has a probe in the main base of Ghosty as well, so you might be able to make something happen there. Just full walling the wall. I don't think that's a bad choice, actually. 2 Spinecrawlers on the way. Queen as well. It's gonna take a while, though. I mean, not an incredible long amount of time, but it's gonna take a moment before he can actually creep. I do think, well, maybe it's just 1 creep tumor, right? 1 creep tumor, and he should be able to get the Spinecrawlers here. Well, maybe here, and then they can start poking away at the wall. It's not that long, actually. It's gonna take a little bit before we can actually put those into a good position. Okay, there are the spines wiggling themselves into the ground, itching to start poking. Keep poking now. Themselves forward. 2 shield batteries aren't going to be able to yet to really help against the gateway. That gateway is probably going to fall. I wouldn't really invest into shield batteries for that. Invest into shield battery energy only for your units here. Targeting down the cybernetics core now, which is interesting. I mean, the Stogs are very helpful in this situation, of course. The sentries as well. The force fields might be able to turn around the entire battle. But ultimately, Zealots do pretty darn well against Zerglings. Exo Striker needs to keep himself safe here. He knows that this is an all-in and he can't afford to lose a couple of low-tier buildings. As long as it means that he will be able to win the overall fight later on. Sees that one of the Spinecrawlers is unburrowing here. He's going to attempt to maneuver himself into a favorable position. Oh my god, those force fields may have been just a little bit... Okay, those are better. Oh, a lot better force fields there. Yeah, Exo Strike's still in a lot of trouble here. He did remake that cybernetics core, but this is looking dicey now. The Spinecrawler still being a absolute pain in the behind here. Ghosty. Oh, dear lord. Is he doing it? Is he doing it? He might be. I mean, the force fields are still good. The one thing about the force fields is that he's not really... I guess there were a couple of Zerglings being captured there, but he needs to capture as many Zerglings as he can every time. These Immortals really want to get on top of the Spinecrawlers here as well. Another force field. You know, that was a pretty good one, actually. Killing off a lot of Zerglings there. 2 more shield batteries. Actually, 4 more shield batteries remaining. Holy moly. You know what? I think Exo Striker, you know, as long as he doesn't overcommit here, I think he's done it. I think he's done it. I don't think he can even overcommit anymore. Unless if those Zerglings run by the entirety of the army and get into the main base, kill every probe. And even then, that's going to be difficult to do because that army is still really close by. Force fields are, of course, a thing. The wall has been recreated as well. It looks like, yeah, they're not even getting a chance to run in there. Okay. This is problematic for Ghosty. How do you follow this up?
Our army be scrapped.
Wait, I want to see what he's looking at right now. What is his plan? Oh, he's gonna go for another base. He's trying to come in here again. All right. Okay. It's 11 workers though. 11 workers versus 23. The army of Exo Striker 50 supply versus 32. And that 32 supply is mostly Zerglings. Now the Zerglings, they are good against Stalkers. They are good against Immortals. It's gonna come down to these force fields, I'd say. And they're pretty darn good. Is it gonna be enough though? Still quite a lot of surface area. I think that's it. Yep. That is definitely it. GG is called. Exo Striker managing to hold back the cheese and moves himself into a position where he's now in the finals. He is gotten himself in the finals. So this time around, not succumbing to Ghosty. Ghosty, previous time, in case you did not see that happen, Ghosty did unfortunately lose to. Oh no, wait. Sorry, Exo Striker did lose to Ghosty the previous time around in the Season 1 Junior Cup. So a bit of a reversal of favors there. And yeah, well played by both those players. Absolutely lovely. That means we are going to go into a interview here with Mr. Exo Striker. So if you have any questions here for Exo Striker, make sure to put them in the chat and we will be asking them, of course. And yeah, lovely game. Good stuff so far. And after that, we will be hopping into the final match between Cuckoo and Matillo. And see which one of those are going to be able to move themselves forwards. I believe. At least that's what I believe. Let me grab myself a little bit of something to drink here as well. So, got myself some lovely milk. It's good for the bones. Ah. I have a glass here, don't worry about it. Oh, that's not... Oh, wait. What happened there? A little bit of first. Okay, there we go. We're back. Alright. Alright. I need to go into the channel. Hold up, guys. So slow. Maybe we're not interviewing Exo. Maybe that's just the overall... I thought we were going to try to do that. Maybe there's been a... Huh. Oh, before the finals. Oh. Okay, I get it now. So we will be getting our Exo Striker interview, but it's going to be after this match. So we will be having both interviews at the same time. I see. I see. Okay, makes sense. Alright. Oh, good. Anyway, Cuckoo, he is not here right now. He is, well, busy, unfortunately, with something. We're not completely sure what. Might still be blowing off some steam. I don't know exactly. So we're going to have to give him a little bit of time. Looks like we are already being invited into the game, so maybe I was wrong. Oh no, he's actually here. So, lovely stuff. Alright. Lovely stuff. He just had to, I don't know, something very short. Maybe watching the stream. That would make sense. Anyway, game number 5 between these two. We have to slow it down a little bit here and give them a moment. But we're going to be picking it up again here. It was a clutch one as well. There was a lot of cheese happening, but you know what? I'm a big favorite now, just because of the cheese. Yeah, I mean, I am a Dutch person, so if anything, we are known as to be the cheese heads anyway. And yeah, GG's to Exo Striker. We will be asking him some questions later on, so if you do have some questions for Exo Striker, make sure to definitely type them in the chat later on. Or even now, I'll probably still be able to find them, and we'll have a good time that way with the interview as well. Of course, also start thinking of up some questions for either Matillo or Cuckoo as well, and we'll get some extra lovely stuff sorted. Anyway, game number 5, guys. Tensions got a little bit high, and we're picking up the series again right here. Let's hope things remain calm this time around. No unfortunate passing moments will be have to taken. Let me remove Ghosty's name. He's not part of it anymore. Alright, in the top right, we have the Italian Terran player. He is 15 years old, and he is Matillo. Started playing at the age of 5 together with his dad. Started playing, well, I guess more real later on at some other points in his life. Anyway, his opponent right here, it's the Blue Terran. He is from Romania, the absolute underdog of this tournament, and nobody really expected him to get this far. He's really excited to be here. He is Cuckoo from Cosmos Esports. I forgot to say as well that Matillo is from Team Maker, so he's on a professional team here. Cuckoo is scouting around. It looks like he also is looking for a proxy, potentially, from Matillo. Matillo checking around in the corners here. SCV looking all around. And looks like he is going to go into the direction well, we did see that previous time from Cuckoo, where he did put that proxy. This time around though, it's not in this side. It is once again going to be the 111 proxy here. Matillo though, on the other side, not that far behind with the build, so he's going to be able to keep up with this kind of nicely. Two refineries for both these players. And Matillo is going to be able to see these production facilities now. Oh, well, hold up. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now. Sees what he's up against. And he hasn't started his tech lab just yet, so again, he's going to be a little bit delayed here. He cancels the bunker, no need for that one when you're facing against the siege tanks, of course. But the Reaper is going to be able to delay these starports here by quite a bit. The two Marines, though, on the side here. Oh, another SCV was already placed in the vicinity, though. Cuckoo. Smart play indeed. Gonna be able to start that up quite quickly here again, hopefully. But there are two new Reapers now. Two fresh Reapers now maneuvering downwards, waiting for a new SCV to come along. And this means that the starport for Matillo once again going to be so much quicker. Now, one of the big things for Cuckoo is that he did not go, or well, yeah, that Matillo did not go for the Hellion before he went for the attack lab, so he could start making his own siege tanks here. And you know what? I'm not completely sure that this is a favorable position for Cuckoo here. He's gonna have to use that barracks once again to try and scout out what his opponent is up to. That siege tank is gonna get a massive volley here. It looks like he's gonna get a second one. Two Marines absolutely blown into oblivion. And I guess the Vikings still for Cuckoo quite a bit sooner here. At the expense of not getting himself to Reapers, but he does manage to get that first siege tank kill. He doesn't have anything really at his home base though, does he? And those two Reapers are maneuvering his way. Oh boy. Lag, okay. There is nothing there in the bottom left to really defend against this. That could be very, very bad. This siege tank only on 14 HP. It's gonna be quite bad too. This is the worst though. This could be the end for Cuckoo on its own already. Trying to get something to happen here. 3 SCVs trying to buy a little bit of time. Sacrificial lambs, but that's gonna put the count on Cuckoo here. He needs to make something happen as quickly as possible. But yeah, he's already losing most of his workers, unfortunately. And it looks like Matillo definitely found a little bit of a weak spot in the tactic here from Cuckoo. As Cuckoo is, unfortunately for him, losing all his SCVs here. $16 workers going down. You know what, guys? I'm not sure if this is still gonna work out. Well, I guess he does get that siege tank. That's a pretty good pick. But overall, other than that, not looking all too good. Oh my god, the mana mules now being thrown out. Yeesh. Coming in, trying to take out that siege tank here. Looks like there's more than enough for Matillo. GG is called. Cuckoo has to tap out. Matillo managing to take the final game here. So that means that we are going to be watching Matillo versus Exo Striker in the finals. Congratulations to those two. And yeah, this was the last game of the best of 5 series. Unfortunately, that means that Cuckoo, the underdog, has to leave the tournament. Let me just put my stuff back in the fridge. Yeah, Cuckoo, unfortunately, the underdog is gonna not be able to continue on into the finals. A little bit unfortunate. Anyway, congratulations to Matillo, definitely, of course. Well, I mean, we did see quite a lot higher in the MMR. Can't say that that was unexpected. Hey, guys.
Hey, so
Hi, mate.
Striker is coming in 1 minute, so he will be there soon.
Lovely.
And we will have a Meteor, of course. So 2-3-2 for now, so that's pretty nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hello, hello.
Hello, so we have Meteor already there, and well, Exo Striker is coming in 1 minute. But well, first of all, Meteor, congrats for qualifying in the finals. It was not that easy. It was a 3-2. How are you doing right now?
I'm pretty fine. I was a little bit scary because there's a big difference between me and Cuckoo, and but his all-in are pretty good. Like I saw his all-in from Nicorrect, the 5.8 Terran, and I don't know, I feel pretty good, really. it was kind of difficult game because every game I was like 12 scouting for proxy. I was like medding, where is he proxying right now? I was really angry because I was losing matches that I didn't even understand what he was doing, and that was very strange.
Same.
After all, that field order were pretty good.
Hello.
Yo, Exo.
Okay, hello, Exo Striker.
We're hearing Martilla
Oh,
right
well.
now. Hey, Martilla.
Yo, Exo.
Okay, how are you doing, Exo Striker? It was also a hard match, 3-2. Ghosty made some really scary builds, well, especially the one on Eternal Empire, was it? Yeah, with the one base, Nidus. How are you doing right now, and how do you feel in this match against Myrtio?
I feel pretty good. I think those games versus Ghosty were really stupid. But I hope Martilla is player. At least he's not Zerk. At least. I hope he's a bit more macro player than Ghosty. So expecting interesting games.
Okay. Kozan, do you have any question for our two finalists here?
Well, I mean, I think I'm kind of expecting Exo Striker. So you did say you were hoping Matillo is going to play a little bit more of the macro style. So are you happy that Matillo is the one advancing instead of Cuckoo, or?
Of course, I thought that Martilla will beat Cuckoo in semifinals, as his MMR is much larger. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm happy with it because Cuckoo proxy machine. That will be not so interesting, maybe not so fun. Yeah.
It's always exciting for the streams, but anyway, Matillo, same question for you. Would you rather have faced Ghosty or Exo Striker?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I suck a lot versus Protoss, but I suck a lot like versus 60 drones, 3 bases, or Travager for Raptor. So yeah, I'm pretty fine versus Exo Striker because Ghost still had like strange gameplay. Even if I think I would prefer him in a boss 7 because I was like kinda 90% sure that I could beat him. Like Exo Striker, I met him twice in ladder, like about 1 month ago, and he gave me 2-0.
So Protoss understand.
Yeah, of course, Protoss. Yeah, but yeah, I'm confident. Like I train a lot versus Max Pax and versus other Protoss, so I'm pretty fine right now.
I think Max Pack's playing just like any other Protoss in the world.
Yeah,
pretty standard builds here. Okay.
What?
Okay, do you have any forecast? I mean, what score do you expect from these best of 7 finals? Maybe Exo Striker first?
I don't know for real. Like, Martilla is a really good player, and my PvT is a good matchup, so I hope I would win this, but I'm not sure. Really.
Okay, so no idea for you. Again, Myrtio, do you have maybe?
I think I'm pretty confident. Like not really very much confident, but I'm fine. So I think like it will finish 4-3 or 4-2 for me.
Yeah, actually, you said in the little biography we asked you in the beginning of the tournament. So it was really the beginning, and you said the only player that scares me is Exo Striker, and now you're confronting him in finals. So will probably be really good.
Yeah. It's pretty fine.
Okay, Quartz, you had the question, I think.
Yeah, actually, I guess it was the game Exo. I guess it was game 2 where he did his first proxy hatch. I wondered, did you, Exo Striker, you saw some drones crossing the map? Did you know that it was a proxy hatch, or were you like, what the fuck?
Of course, it could be just drones that would mine my minerals on second base, but proxy hatch is also interesting build. I don't think that it can work. Maybe only Bly can win with those builds, but okay.
Yeah, you defended it pretty well. And after that, he did the Nidus games, one base Nidus. And I just wondered, how did you like get back from it? Because it was like I guess it was pretty frustrating to play against that.
Once again, please. Against what? I didn't hear.
Against the one base Swarmos Nidus.
Okay. It's it's strange build for real. I really haven't been anyone who plays that.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Maybe it's working nice, but I just don't know how to beat it. Don't know how to beat it.
And were you
I
like
thought-
very frustrated, or did you like calm down very quickly and move on?
Yeah, second. I guess second one.
A little bit of a follow-up question, Exodus, right? Did you have like an idea of what you were gonna do differently if you were gonna face it again in the next game, or?
Ghosty didn't play any same build on the
Yeah.
series, yeah. So I hoped he wouldn't do this in game 5 also. I hoped he would
Okay.
play other builds. And it was Nightshade. Nightshade is smaller than Internal Empire, much
True.
smaller. So it would be easier to beat him Nightshade with those builds.
Okay.
I have a last question. Well, another question for you guys. How did you practice for this playoff, and are you ready to confront your opponent? Because you had obviously to practice a lot of matchups against. For Myrtio, you had to practice against Terran for the semifinals, and against Protoss and Zerg for the finals. And in Striker, you had to practice against Zerg and Terran. So how did you practice? Are you ready? Exostriker does playing The Witcher every day, 10 hours a day is helping. I don't know.
It's helping a lot, like those bursts, reactions. It's hard. Okay, for real, I think my PvT is quite good matchup, so I hope that I won't have any troubles with Myrtle's builds. And prepare to Ghosty is so hard. I don't know, like he's playing such strange builds. I don't know what he's playing. So so maybe playing Witcher, not so bad way to practice for this.
Okay.
Okay, Myrtio.
I didn't train a lot. Like for the semifinal, I didn't train a lot. At all. Sorry. And for the final, yeah, I played some game versus MaxPax, but not for the final for Exo Striker, just to train. I play some 1v1 this day, but I didn't train like specifically for this tournament.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see. Do you have maybe? I don't know. Exo Striker. Should Myrtio be scared now?
You're dropping out a bit. What again, please?
Should Myrtio be scared right now?
Why? I don't know. Like,
Okay. Well, do you have a last word you want to say, maybe to your opponent?
play macro, please. I don't want. I don't want one more now best of 7 series with proxies every game.
No game will reach 5 minutes.
Okay. That's all.
Prepare for Marauder, my friend.
Okay, Myrtio. Last word for Exo Striker?
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, guys, the first map will be picked randomly, so it will be Nightshade, then loser pick. Let's go directly on the game.
Okay. Good luck, Myrtilla.
Good luck.
Good luck,
man.
guys.
All right. Now we heard it from our two players. Well, nice guys overall. Apparently they didn't really practice that hard. I mean, they have to put in some practice at some point to even get at this level, of course, but specifically for this tournament, they didn't really practice that much. Makes sense, I suppose. It's not the biggest tournament in the world, of course, but you know what? And then, I suppose Exo Striker, it's going to be difficult to prep for somebody like Ghosty, right? So, in a way, you just don't know what to expect, right? You can be practicing against some sort of macro Zerg or standard Zerg cheeses that are also a little bit more known. But then again, maybe that's just going to throw you off because your much more used to the other things happening, and you're going to be prepping for those things to happen, and then you're just not going to be able to really handle the other situations, those random situations that Ghosty actually does throw at you at times. So maybe. But anyway, yeah, and Matillo having to face against Cuckoo there at the start, of course. You know what? Maybe he just it could have been a thing, right? But it would have been easier for him if he just tried to practice against also, again, some sort of a cheesy Terran. Didn't really happen that much, though, as he said. And he's just so confident that he will win this one that it makes sense that he didn't put in a lot of effort to try and beat somebody that's actually 1,000 MMR lower than him. And that's probably also why it still got quite close. Exo Striker this time around as well, still quite confident. But then again, Matillo is confident as well, as you heard here yourself. He thinks it's going to be a 4-2 or a 4-3 or something like that. Anyway, let me just get my right cards here. In the top left side of the map, we have a Russian Zerg player. He is 14 years old. And he's playing for Alpha X. He's been playing ever since he was 8 years old, thanks to his father. Since 2.5 years, he's been playing more seriously as he joined his first team and reached Masters in January 2018. And afterwards, in May 2019, he reached Grandmaster while at a ring 2 to 3 hours a day. He also had impressive results, beating both Rodzin and Vindicta in the Alpha X MVP Cup. So, you know, that already on its own is quite impressive. I'm not sure if that was in the best of 1 scenarios or in the best of 3 scenarios, or maybe even in the playoffs or something like that. I'm not completely sure. Maybe that was. I may have even been casting those. I'm not sure. Anyway, he is Exo Striker. His opponent in the bottom right, let me just grab his card here. He is the red Terran player. He's being bothered by a probe right now, so... oh well, it looks like he doesn't get denied from building that barracks for all too long, just a half a millisecond. Anyway, he is the Italian player. He is playing for Team Makers, and he started playing at the age of 5, so definitely been playing the longest from the players here, but also he's the oldest competitor that we have. So I'll take that as well into the equation. Anyway, again, thanks to his father, got into StarCraft 2. All these cool dads getting their kids into StarCraft 2. This is how we're going to stay alive as a scene. We just force our kids to play StarCraft 2. Anyway, he started playing seriously 3 years ago. In 2017, he reached Masters from Diamond. Well, Masters 1 from Diamond 1 in 1 day in the first time he streamed. When he was 13, he reached Grandmaster. And he stopped playing for a while. Got back into it back in August 2019. His favorite player is Bjorn. And he's pretty confident that he will win. Anyway, he's Matillo. There you go. All the info. Now let's try to take an eye onto what's actually happening here. Reaper, a little bit of shenanigans. Trying to duke the Adept here. So far, quite successfully. Going to be able to get a scout off here. As Exo Striker is managing to not keep him away actually from that Robo facility. And Reaper looks like it is going to escape here as well. Exo Striker perhaps keeping the Stalker and the Adept a little bit too close together. Not going to be able to come from 2 angles at that Reaper and take him out. He manages to run out of that with a bit of HP remaining here. Attempting to scout around again. Unsuccessful, so he's not going to be able to see the follow-up from that Robo facility. And the Robo Bay is now going to be added here. So very, very quick. It looks like to me to be a Disruptor drop. We've seen this before from Exo Striker. And I think we're going to be seeing it again here. On the other side, we have the Terran, the Italian Terran, going for the factory, the starport, and a lot of standard things here. Looks like a Widow Mine drop will be taking place. Both Widow Mines now marching across the map. Not something you see every day. And the medevac looks like it will be following up straight afterwards as well. So Widowmine's being put in the middle here is something you see sometimes against the... He's gonna try to draw the Stalker in here, perhaps. Ooh. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, sometimes it helps out against the Stargate player. As he... Oh my god, it might actually hit. Yes, it is. Bam! Lovely hit there, killing off a Stalker. A nice bait happening here. As he is prepping for a next attack. And at the same time, gonna be able to... Oh my god, this is awkward, isn't it? That is quite awkward. Anyway, both players seeing each other's drop with their own drop. But, yeah, Mitillo is making some good moves so far, as long as he doesn't take too much damage from this Disruptor, which, you know what, he really shouldn't. And he did. 5 workers killed. Alright, as long as Exo Striker doesn't take too much damage now from these Widowmine drops. Alright, he does make a good, easy job out of that. Doesn't lose too much here. But yeah, 5 workers going down for Mitillo here. That is quite a reasonable blow there from Exo Strike, especially considering that Mitillo is pretty much ready, just waiting, trying to catch that that Warp Prism. Maybe potentially thinking that he could kill it off before it actually did manage to get that shot off. At the same time though, well played by Exo Striker, realizing that he is going to be able to actually still manage to make a shot happen there. And yeah, very, very impressive indeed. So we're seeing the extended thermal lance now being added into the arsenal for Exo Striker 2. Seeing an observer there for a short period of time. The observer does manage to escape though. And the Warp Prism does manage to get out again as well. It does escape. I love the speed upgrade for the Warp Prism that Exo Striker gets a lot as well. It's very useful. As you can see, that Warp Prism would have been in a bit of trouble there because of the Viking if he didn't have it. Instead, now he does manage to escape. And he sees this attack coming in as well. A very crucial thing to have happen. A scan landing right on top of the army here. A good scan, seeing what is actually available here for Exo Striker. Seeing the double Colossus now. Should be a bit of an indicator that he has to be very careful with how he positions his siege tanks here. Right, one siege tank behind the rocks is going to be able to start punishing the Stalkers here. Great. There's Abel coming down on one of those Colossi, and, well, bit of a stalemate. Alright, so the siege tank does die, and I think it killed off, well, 1 Stalker, maybe 2 Stalkers there in this engagement. But yeah, the second siege tank still not really allowing Exo Striker to start pushing forwards here. And Mitillo realizes that he has to fall back, regroup with the rest of his forces. Cannot afford to lose all these guys. A smart move indeed. As another Marine does die. Or maybe that was the Reaper, I'm not completely sure. Anyway, it sounded like a Reaper death. So yeah, Mitillo also having his 3rd base available now. That Warp Prism actually did manage to fly over a Widowmine there. Just barely surviving. Great insight so far from Mitillo. Getting those Widowmines spread out here a little bit on the map. What is... Oh, that's a Marine. Looked like one of those weird doodad boys. Random units, but then it was red on the minimap, so I was like, wait, what? What's happening here? Anyway, yeah, Exo Striker just kind of getting all the technology that he needs. Here is the Templar Archives that he's adding in more Disruptors together with his Colossus Disruptor play. But against the Siege Tanks, it's still a little bit difficult. Might want to consider adding some Immortals in this composition as well, as he's actually is just going to go forwards here with a big attack. Oh, he has 2 Immortals. The Siege Tank shooting at the Zealots that are running forward. The Siege Tank's not targeting down the more weaker Stalkers or further back Colossi, and that might actually cost him quite a bit here, as he does have to lift off the base. And 22 workers are killed off here. Exo Striker, what a absolute magnificent engagement by him. even sacrificing a disruptor, a mana disruptor in the face of Metillo here. Now 6 High Templar are being constructed immediately into Archons. Storm is nowhere yet done, and okay, that's a G. That's our first game here for Extra Striker, taking a good lead. Well done by our Protoss. And that means that we're gonna be looking with 1-0 lead into game number 2. From this point onwards, we're gonna be going with the loser picking the map. As it is a best of 7, the potential for all the maps. Well, yeah, there's a potential for all the maps to be played. Metillo gets the choice. Nightshade, it's already a pretty reasonable map to play on. Maybe he's gonna try to attempt a map with... you know what? Probably the Empire one. What's it called again? That's what I am thinking about. Eternal Empire. Oh no, he's going for Zen. Zen, another great map for Terrans. Miguel just left the lobby. That's weird. And Miguel just joined the lobby. What happens? Oh, Extra Striker got promoted to lobby. I thought I did. Alright, well, never mind. Doesn't matter. Game number 2 between the two finalists. Going off here with a bang, starting for Extra Striker. Showcasing his strength in the mid game so far. Metillo might have to delve into the cheesy bits here as well. Who knows? We're gonna have to keep an eye out regardless. Game number 2 is starting. In the top right we have our Russian Alpha X Yellow Protoss. He's 14 years old. He is Exo Striker. And in the bottom left, Team Makers Red Terran player. He is the Italian 15-year-old Metillo. And you know what? Looks like he is actually gonna delve a little bit deeper in the early game. He did promise that not a single game would go past the 5-minute mark. So far, he's not really delivered on that promise. But maybe he will this time around. Definitely a possibility. Anyway, 2 gases now being constructed for Metillo here. It looks like it will be either... You know what? It looks like it's going to be a 1-1-1 proxy here. As Exo Striker is going to be able to scout this out. He sees that, in fact, there are only... Well, there's nothing here except for the 2 gas refineries. So that must indicate that it's either going to be the Zealot play, or it will be the 1-1-1 being proxied here. As long as he scouts around a little bit more, sees that it's not anywhere in the neighborhood. You know what? Could still be that there is a barracks right here somewhere, right? And he's just trying to brain game Exo Striker here. So Exo Striker making sure that is not happening. Now seeing the second supply depot. And fully realizing now kind of what cards Metillo has put on the table. As there is a factory on the way. The reactor almost ready. Exo Striker adding on more gateways here in a response. Might want to start thinking about shield batteries too. This is a very, very tough map to really make this work on. As a defense, of course. This is just an absolutely lovely spot for siege tanks to start sieging up and giving your marines and everything like that a bit of a sieging ground. I suppose in the TVT, where you do this, you're gonna add the starports onto the reactor and make a lot of Vikings, as we saw Cuckoo do. Instead, what you want to do is just make singular medevacs, and you just want to make the Marines here. As far as I'm aware. Extra Striker has his shield batteries though, and they're pretty far removed from this edge as well. Which is going to work out for Extra Striker here. He doesn't have anything really in the range for siege tanks that do get sieged up there to start shooting at. So he more so put his buildings towards the right of his base. And it's going to help out a lot here. He still has a probe in the main base here for Matillo. And Matillo trying to catch it now. Oh my god, that didn't even work out unfortunately there. Oh, he still might. There we go, okay. Does get it in the end. It's a bit of lost mining time though, but oh well. Alright, we'll let it slip. Oh, I love this. Immortals being again created here. And Matillo, alright, let's take a look. He does in fact actually have the range it requires to start shooting away at that gateway. Oh, he's on siege. The Stalkers not taking the opportunity though. He's sieging up much further away this time. Maybe he is expecting a base to be here as well. Not completely sure actually. And now a Liberator is going to be added into the mix as well. Which I'm not sure is going to do a whole lot against this amount of Stalkers here. Well, it does the option or ability to do so, of course. Well, I think this is the right choice for Matillo actually, to try and maneuver himself into this side. Maybe this one siege tank could be picked up as well. Ooh, it's going to be close. There we go. But yeah, it doesn't really cover anything of the ramp. If it did cover the ramp, maybe that would be a good spot, but instead, very difficult to make it work there. Keeping his low HP siege tank further backwards now, maneuvering himself in range of those shield batteries. Shield batteries under siege now. Is going to force the hand of Extra Striker here, who is going to put a lot of stuff straight on top of those siege tanks. Does he have enough though? It's really going to come down to it here. This, oh my god, the Immortal so incredibly low. The siege tank still standing. There's still another Immortal in the main base here for Extra Striker. But yeah, the siege tanks, they remain on very low HP. There's a lot of Marines as well. Should be able to take out that Immortal. As Extra Striker, he is desperately trying to kill off both those siege tanks. Doesn't really get them though, unfortunately. Making more Stalkers now, trying to take out the Liberator here. Should be able to do so with the shield battery here. At least have a pretty solid shot at it. And now he just taps out. GG is cold. And Matillo ties up this series. And remember guys that this tournament would not be possible without the help of you guys. So if you do want to help us out, there is still a Matcherino page available. There is a code as well. It's let me see if I still have it copy pasted. This is the nope, I do not. Let me go get it for you guys. Alright, so yeah, on the Matcherino page you can contribute a little bit here. And there we go, there's the link for the Matcherino. So yeah, if you do want to help us out with that, that would be ever so much appreciated. We will be able to get a little bit of extra dough in the pockets for these players. And that's always a benefit for, well, for everybody who enjoys StarCraft. Supporting the absolute basis, the downright most up-and-coming players, I suppose. Anyway, also we have a Patreon. I haven't really talked about that at all so far, but we do have it. It has showed up a couple of times in the chat, and you know what? If we want to keep this going for a longer period of time, we would definitely need any support that we can get, and we will be able to keep this going for a lot longer, of course, for the future as well. We would very much appreciate it. Anything that you can contribute, even just watching, of course, is already very, very appreciated as well. Anyway, game number 3 is gonna take place here on the map of Triton. In the bottom right side, we have a yellow Protoss player. He is from Russia. He is 14 years old on Team Alpha X. He is Exo Striker. His opponent, this time around, not really doing anything so far. Cheeky across the map, that is. He's going gas first, though, interestingly enough. Oh, wait, actually, there it is. Okay, never mind. Alright, anyway, he is the Red Terran from Italy. And Team Makers, 15-year-old Mirtillo. The code was already used up. I mean, that's a good thing, right? That is a good thing. Thank you so much, everybody, for helping us use those codes up. There's a 60-second delay, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to really communicate to you guys immediately, but I always try my best to try and stay in touch as much as possible. At least 1 minute after that, you know what you would want me to. Anyway. Exo Striker looking for not too much so far, just making himself a salad. He doesn't see anything in the main base barracks wise, so he does know that there's something happening there. Of course, you can still contribute, Furion. Just watching here. If you want to do more than that, I suppose, you know what? Just tell your friends. You know, that would help out as well. Get your friends to join in and watch us as well. Tell them about the tournaments. Get them hooked on StarCraft 2. That would help too. If you want to do more than that, then you know what? You can always, of course, just kind of. Well, I don't know if you're in the capacity or like in a position where you are able to, but we have the Patreon. The Patreon would be ever so much appreciated, and it can always help out. And break your piggy bank and donate, as Sushi ever so lovingly described. Give us your money. No man, just watching is pretty good too. But telling your friends, I mean, that is also gonna help us out a lot as well. Right, the more eyes on the tournament, the easier it is going to be for us to keep it going. Now, Exo Striker knows that something is up. He hasn't really spotted yet what that thing is, though. And Mirtillo is kind of making use of this situation because he only proxied a single barracks, right? After doing the 1-1-1 proxy previously. Exo Striker being super careful right now. Doesn't want to lose this game again to a cheesy play like that. And this is into the, well, this is playing into the hand of Mirtillo a little bit here, who is just adding on another command center. And it looks like we might be able to see a little bit of a mech play, perhaps. I'm not completely convinced yet, guys. I mean, we are seeing the upgrade for the Cyclone coming through. The mech left thingamajig, I believe. Anyway, whatever it's called, it's on its way. And we're seeing Cyclones being created. We are seeing a tac lab as well, and that barracks, I mean, that barracks is just sitting there. Banshees, alright. Alright. Banshees it will be, so very interesting indeed as Exo Striker, you know what, still not making that Nexus right here. Playing it super safe. Kind of interested in seeing whether or not the mech play can hold off a one-base gateway attack, though. That's going to be the question. The Cloak Banshee definitely going to help out here, as there is nothing, in fact, that can actually detect. That being said, it's most likely not going to be able to get into the mineral line because it might actually have to start to try and defend against this attack that is incoming. If he doesn't, it could be quite dangerous indeed. Those Cyclones are rather quick, aren't they? Jeez Louise. Okay, Exo Striker lets that go. Just going to go straight into the base here for Mirtillo. There is a wall, making this quite difficult to break, but that's a lot of stuff for Exo Striker. Can he actually do it? That's the question. And can he do it without taking significant losses on his mineral line here? So a single Banshee coming in with 2 Reapers and a Cyclone as well, in fact. Do we have the gateways ready to warp in again? I think we do. I'm not completely sure, but anyway, Let's take a look there. Siege Tank actually already broken. The Stalker's now moving forward as well. There is one Stealth Banshee trying to help out in this situation. 11 workers already going down. And now Exo Striker moving his probes into the shield battery range. A very smart choice here, actually. Gonna slow down the damage from that Banshee quite nicely, as he's just killing everything Matillo holds dear in his base. More units being warped in here for Exo Striker, who just actually went for the floor gates. How often now do we still see the floor gates? It's not that often. Both shield batteries are empty now, and a third shield battery in the main base, and a big recall. 5 Stalkers immediately appearing here, forcing Matillo to move backwards again. These Banshees don't have that much energy left for cloaking. And, well, there are 2 orbital commands. But there's also, well, there's also 2 SCVs. That's not a lot. Compared to the 20 probes, that is not a lot indeed. Anyway. I'm trying to figure out if there is still a way for Matillo to win this one, and I guess it does kind of come down to those Stealth Banshees maybe getting an insane amount of value. But there is an Observer now, the Observer coming in at the exact right time, and that's got to be the nail in the coffin. There it is, GG is called, and Exo Striker takes another game here in his favor, taking back the lead. Yeah, lovely stuff there. Exo Striker taking on Matillo's not really cheese play, just kind of a fake cheese, and then into a bit of a weirder build, which looked like it was going to be a mech play, which, you know what, I don't see that often against Protoss, so was kind of interested in seeing what that was going to evolve into, but unfortunately we never got a chance, as Exo Striker thought he was facing a 1 base all-in, and kind of was forced into a 1 base all-in himself afterwards because of that. It definitely happens sometimes, but it works out in his favor later on anyway, regardless, as he did have all those units ready to defend, immediately turning him into the aggressor as soon as he realized that it was in fact not a all-in, hitting him right then and there. Next map will be Ephemeron. Ephemeron. And yeah, let's see what happens this time around. It's 2-1, right? I'm pretty sure it's 2-1 now. Taking back the lead. 3 games down. Can I still see? Am I in time? Yeah, we started Nightshade, then Zen, then Triton. Yeah, it's 2-1. 3 games. Game number 4. Means 3 more games need to go into the favor of Mirtillo. And his prediction will be right. It will be a 4-2 or a 4-3, he said as well, right? That was his I mean, as much as I'd like a Terran to win here, it's gonna be rough, because his opponent is this yellow Protoss in the bottom right side. He is from Russia, 14 years old, but he's been a GM for an infinite amount of time longer than I have, because I've, you know what, I'm horrible. I'm horrible. Anyway, he is Exo Striker from Alpha X as well. Might as well mention it, because we're gonna mention Makers as well. Is the team for this red Terran in the top left from Italy, the oldest competitor we have this season. He's 15 years old. He is Matillo. This time around is making that barracks in his main base. Exo Striker though, still making sure that that is the case. Okay. Only a single gas. I don't think this gas was taken before. No, it doesn't look like it was. Actually, I could just see his gas in count as well. Anyway, So yeah, it looks like we are seeing pretty much the most standard games so far we have seen yet. Maybe Nightshade was kind of similar to this as well. But, oh, this is nice. You know, it was just a slight delay, but he's getting away with the tiniest of things here. I don't know if he knows the Reaper timing this well, but it definitely looks like he does. Making his way out of that just in the nick of time. Realizing he can actually get a single probe in with that SCV. And now I wouldn't be surprised if he goes in again. Now that he knows the timing of the Reaper. Probably going to go back. Yeah, there he goes. Moving back in here. The Adapt could be kind of dangerous as well in this situation. It's not out yet. Reaper, is he going to take the chance? He is. He already sees pretty much everything he wants to anyway. Checking the gas maybe on the natural. I guess it's not too important. It's not going to be taken yet. No matter what. No matter how much gas the Protoss wants. Ring, 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 ring. Ring around the rosy. A Reaper. He's being really annoying with this one, isn't he? But the Stalker, nicely positioned there by Extra Striker, is maybe, probably going to be able to get him here. Moving forward with that Reaper Nade. Reaper Nade, oh, it was very close. Almost hitting the Stalker backwards there. Good efforts from Matillo. Matillo making more Widow Mines here as well. Looks like he is going to go back into that strategy for the Widowmine drop. Now, what we are seeing from Extra Striker again, though, look at that, guys. We are seeing the Robotics Bay and the War Prism being created. So, you know what that means? That's right. That's right. Disruptor drop, baby. Disruptor drops once again. Going to be entering the field here for Extra Striker. And if it isn't, I'm going to be sourly disappointed. Ooh, we're already seeing the Vikings, though. I mean, he only saw the robotics facility, but that is a pretty good read, actually, for Matillo, if he does realize what it's going to be. I mean, going for this Viking, that is a very, very smart call, actually. I don't know how exactly he read into the situation here, but he definitely did. And he made the right call. It might just be a little bit of a gamble as well, seeing how this also happened in the first game. And just kind of banking on his opponent doing the same thing that happened that time around. Or he's just kind of prepping just in case that happens, as it did happen previously as well. And making that singular Viking to help out. Although I do believe we have been seeing him making that Viking anyway, regardless. Maybe it also happened at the same time in that previous game, but nonetheless, it's a nice little thing added in here. He's gonna help out a little bit this time around. Ooh, that is massive. 8 Marines immediately go down the toilet. Rip being called. Murtillo not paying attention there, unfortunately, to those Marines. I guess he was paying attention overall, just not to the to the right units, unfortunately. Oh, he sees the Widowmine as well, taking that one out too. God, well, darn it. Buy him some dinner first, Exo Striker. Jeez Louise. This is turning out quite gruesome. Does he see this Widowmine too? I don't think he did just yet. Alright, at least the Widow or the Observer did get taken out, but this will, holy moly. Oh, well, 3 workers. Down they go. He's really good at this, isn't he? Getting himself a 3rd base behind us as well. Twilight Council. Forge on the way. And just transitioning into the same thing we saw previously as well. The extended thermal lance together with the Colossus being added in as well. You know, he's playing it really safe. Doesn't want to accidentally fly into the Widowmines here, I think. I think that's why he's kind of avoiding the middle of the map, as he did fly into that previously. I don't think he doesn't have the HP anymore to really survive a Widowmine hit, I believe, and we're gonna see it maybe now. No, we aren't. Oh, this Widowmine got moved. Okay. Sees that there's no 3rd base there though, so that's a good call on its own already. I think this is a... Oh, no, that's a Raven, actually. Ooh, there it is. Alright, finally. A lucky break there for Matillo. It is actually going to be the moment in time where, as well, where he decides to start moving out here. He does have the 2 Medivacs now as the supporting units. Let's see what he can make happen on the other side of the map here. Concussive Shell, Combat Shield and +1 all finishing up at the same time. And Exo Striker. He only has 2 Colossi. But those 2 Colossi, I mean, if they do get disabled, this might be a pretty reasonable trade here for Matillo. Matillo, great siege tank positioning here. The Widow Mines aren't burrowed yet. They need to get in a good position as well. They're all being put down next to these siege tanks. So maybe that's against some sort of a flanking force. Maybe he's expecting Zealots from behind. I'm not completely sure. Okay, now moving them forwards here. Moving them right on top of the Protoss army. The Protoss army not targeting them down, not splitting up either. Those are going to be some pretty hefty hits. And I think, you know what, Exo Striker, he's still going to be okay overall. The War Prism taking some hits there, but also helping to avoid a Stalker getting hit as well. Really good stuff. Exo Striker getting the shields back from the shield batteries. And adding in the Twilight Council now as well. A really good hold there so far. As Matillo is a little bit later with that 3rd base, of course, because he did want to do the 2 base timing. The Exo Striker is going to put down a 3rd base, but immediately gunned down. Nice quick cancel though from Exo Striker. As well as a quick reaction with those warp gates, warping in a couple of units here, and now immediately punishing his opponent for being that far out on the map. Might be able to do a bit more here. Are we gonna see a War Prism play into the main base here? Yes, we are. Right on top of that siege tank. Oh dear lord, that's a bit more than he bargained for here, perhaps. Siege tank just barely surviving there. If this one Zealot also got onto the high grounds, that would have been a whole different ballgame. And then probably the War Prism would have died as well. That was a lot of what-if scenarios playing out there. And who knows might happen in the later parts of the game here. Okay, Matillo finally being able to reclaim that 3rd base. As Exo Striker is just taking a different 4th base here, it seems. Under the pressure of these 2 Medivacs with a couple of Marauders and a singular Marine. Alright. Blink on the way, Storm on the way as well. +2 here for Exo Striker. As we're waiting for the +2/+2 from Matillo. Matillo, I mean, his supply, it's not looking all that great. His worker count, though, is pretty impressive so far. The War Prism looks like it finally got taken out as well. The Zealots attempting a little bit of a run-by, but you know what? In the end, it was just there to help out a little bit against those, or give an opportunity for them to strike. But Matillo striking back as well with a Vengeance, coming in on 2 locations here with a drop play. Look at that. Those were quite a couple of Medivacs being used there. And being able to make quite nice effective use. Oh my dear lord. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. Apparently a lot of the SCVs were still attempting to mine here. Either that or he thought the situation was safe now after he did see that recall being used. Exo Striker deciding to decrease his production here a little bit. Killing off his own gateway. As he is just absolutely everywhere. Coming into the main base now of Exo or Matillo. Matillo just doesn't have the units to defend this location. And GG is called. Exo Striker going up 3-1 here. Moving on forwards into the into the advantage that he has assembled himself. So only one more game required now for Mr. Exo Striker. Matillo a bit on the ropes. Apparently, you know what? Apparently Exo Striker is just really good at this game. Matillo definitely made a couple of plays where felt like he may have been able to make some sort of a comeback happen. But unfortunately, Extra Striker just hit all the right notes there, especially at the start, killing those 8 Marines. Oh my dear lord. That was quite something else, wasn't it? Imagine that attack as well later on. It could have happened maybe a little bit sooner. Would have been a lot more potent, and then maybe it would have been a lot easier. But then again, I mean, that Widowmine hit on the War Prism as well. A lot of War Prisms did get picked off in that game. It was a bit of a back and forth, but in the end, Extra Striker just kind of ekes out with his army value. And as Matilda was attempting to do multi-pronged harassment, Extra Striker just kind of stampeded all over him. And you know what, a lovely recall as well. Recalling the exact number of units that he needed to kind of hold back the attack there. Maybe even just kind of faking the recall in a bit as well, right? So he recalled just a smaller amount of units. I'm not sure if they would have been able to deal with 3 medevacs worth of units right off the bat. But at the same time, like Matillo, he can't really stay around there, can he? Because it might just be like a gazillion. It might just be the entire army coming in right then and there. So he had to move out. And then Extra Striker was basically defending his base and killing off the base for Matillo as well. Anyway, guys, I hope you're still having a good time. In the bottom, alright, we'll start in the bottom. In the bottom left side, we have Red Terran from Italy. He's on Team Makers. He is Matillo, the 15-year-old Terran. He's facing off right now against his worst fear in this tournament. He predicted it, that Extra Striker was going to be the one that is going to be toughest for him to deal with. And, well, I mean, I already kind of gave it away. But anyway, it's the yellow Protoss player. He is from the Team Alpha X, the Russian, 14 years old, Exo Striker. And he is playing absolutely phenomenal right now. Guys, you know what? This series, it has been pretty epic so far, but I'm not sure how long it's still gonna last. This could be the final game if Extra Striker does win this one. Matillo definitely with his back up against the wall. It's gonna be really difficult for him to make this one come through here into his favor. Anyway, if you do want to support us, definitely we would love for you to become a Patreon member. Even just helping us out with the overall Matcherino page as well for this tournament in particular would be very much appreciated, guys. Also, tomorrow we will be having a OSC, or at least on my own channel, we will be having another tournament for the OSC Masters Cup. And just thought I would mention that one as well. Won't be the juniors. It's going to be a weekly tournament from the OSC that will be happening every Saturday. Once a week it will be on this channel. Twice a week it will be on my own. That's really Kozan's channel anyway. Reaper coming into the main base here. Taking a couple of pot shots at those probes. Probes managing to dodge them a little bit here so far. You know what? Only one going down. So we can see. It's going to stay with the one as well, it would appear. And Matillo opening up again with that Widowmine drop play here. Extra Striker this time around going for the Stargate though. Did Matillo actually see this? Yes, he did. So again, you know what, Matillo really getting on top of things with his Reaper here every single time, managing to see what is happening with those text choices from his opponent. And this is the first time that we did see Extra Striker going for the Stargate here against his Terran opponent. It's going to be a little bit of a difference here, one here. We did see Extra Striker do this against the Zerg. Ghosty a couple of times, I do believe, but It's a different ball game entirely, of course, in the TVP matchup. In comes the first Oracle. It's already a couple of Marines here. I'm not sure. Alright, 6 Marines stationed. Oh no, wait, it's actually 7 Marines. That should be enough against an Oracle, but the main base is completely open though. The main base is completely open though. Oh no, wait, hold up, never mind. Well placed Widowmine there. I did not see it. And good positioning there behind the refinery, hidden. Managing to safeguard his mineral line there. Very nicely done. As you can see as well, he was maneuvering all his SCVs this way. Which was maybe a little bit of a giveaway that there was something here. But yeah, really smart move. Luring that Oracle into the Widowmine. A lovely play there by Matillo. But he still has to worry about all these Phoenixes coming in now. So he is setting up a third base rather quickly here. Actually starting it earlier than the Protoss counterpart here. It is going to get delayed a little bit, but overall still a lovely thing happening here for him. Oh, another Widowmine hit. Gonna hit the Phoenix. Immediately gonna go down there. As Matillo's got to feel pretty good about that third base timing here. From Exo Striker. It's going to be in a pretty good position. Another Phoenix joins the squadron. As it looks like Exo Striker has stopped making more Phoenixes here. Attempting to kill off a couple more of the SCVs and, you know, achieving it so far. Stopping him from making those... oh, that was a bit of an overextension, perhaps. Losing 2 Phoenixes for the price of that 1 extra kill there. It's a bit of a feels bad. Definitely you want to keep those Phoenixes alive and rolling. As we have seen before, Matillo really likes to do those multi-pronged aggression with his medevac. So having those Phoenixes around definitely can support you against those and make it so much more difficult for the Terran player to really get anything done with the medevacs. Becomes so much more of a gamble to fly your medevacs across the map with a couple of units. Phoenix checking, oh my god, just barely circumventing that Widowmine there. No Widowmine here. I like these positionings. You know what? He's still gonna get hit. Yeah, it would. No, he did. What? Is that Widowmine on hold position? Is that Widowmine on hold position, guys? It might be. Anyway, even with the third base timing being this quick from Matillo, of course, it was still in his main base. Well, his natural base, I suppose. So it takes a while before he actually gets to saturate it. And a little bit of oversaturation here in his main and natural. And Exo Striker, he's been happily mining off that third base for a while now. So as we can see, a clear economic advantage here for him for a while now. Making more Colossus. Xenothermal lance on the way again. No Disruptors so far, although I am expecting, of course, Disruptors to make their appearance later on. And we might just have to be patient a little bit longer. Alright. Double upgrades for Matillo. So it's just the singular upgrades for Exo Striker. Exo Striker playing it a little bit slower, I suppose. Exo Striker is one of those players that you do see getting the weapons upgrades for Protoss here instead of the armor upgrades, which is one of the upgrades you see being used a whole lot from Protoss, right? In the the PvT matchup, because the Marines, they shoot so quickly. If you get the armor, then it's gonna mitigate a lot of the damage overall from the Stim Marines. But then again, I mean, the weapons upgrade against Marines as well. If you have Colossus, jeez Louise, they are gonna melt. There's no hold position for Widowmines. That is the thing, right? Why did it not shoot? Tell me, why did it not shoot then, HG Alpha? Why did it not shoot? That's ridiculous. Anyway, oh. Warp Prism exploding here. Did the Terran player Cuckoo already play? Yes, he did. He played a magnificent series, and unfortunately, it was just a little bit short, and didn't manage to get into the finals here. Alright, some positioning over on the map. Aggressive and a little bit less aggressive here. Axial Striker just wants to keep his bases safe. Matillo wants to do the opposite for his bases. Wants to put him in a lot of danger here. And now, you know what, that Nexus is going to go down rather quickly. Oh, that pylon. Ooh, almost managing to kill off the pylon before the call-in of units took place there. Blink not ready yet, so not going to be able to catch those medevacs, unfortunately. But, oh my god, that's a lot of probes. Ready, ripe for the picking. And quite a lot of them are going to go down. The Zealots, a little bit confused with the pathing there, unfortunately. Don't know the difference between the low and the high ground there for a moment. That's because they don't have eyeballs, apparently. I'm not completely sure, actually. Jeez Louise, Extra Striker being pulled apart here, isn't he? So many works going down so far. Matillo putting himself in a lovely position so far, trying to run around with these Zealots, but every single time Matillo just negating everything he's trying to do here. A very, very good stuff from Matillo. Also, these medevac's still alive here. Okay, they are dead now, but that was some magnificent amount of damage taking place there. Look at the overall lost count here. Now, of course, Extra Striker still has quite a scary army, right? With those 4 Disruptors and the 2 Colossi. It's still going to be quite potent. What's the skill level of these guys? These guys are just below 6k MMR. Warp Prism definitely doesn't want to be here, but at the same time he's providing a little bit of an opportunity perhaps for the army of Mr. Extra Striker to come in here. Oh my god, that's a lot of siege tanks. The army of Extra Striker absolutely melting here. Doesn't have anything to do on this side of the map. Recalling immediately as soon as he can. Oh, another Colossus gets targeted down. The multi-pronged aggression from Matillo definitely taking its toll here, as now Extra Striker is gonna have to rebuild this army with so much less of his economy remaining here. And Matillo had a absolutely devastating defense there with such an incredible tank line. Extra Striker didn't manage to get anything done there. Archons now being created. That's what you do if you don't have any more minerals remaining and you're just solely working with gas, basically. There we go. Thank you guys for letting me in. Yeah, they are definitely higher. Thank you for filling in the blanks for me. Alright, now Matillo, he has a very scary army, right? That's a lot of Marines, Marauders, and Siege tanks. The thing here is, right, the thing that's very important to note, there's one medevac. There's one medevac here. There's 2 medevacs in total. If Extra Striker manages to force out a couple of stims, his army's gonna melt. His army's gonna absolutely melt against any type of AoE damage. Do we have Storm? Yes, we do. Okay, so Storm also going to be incredibly crucial. A good Storm is going to be very difficult to run out of without taking significant damage, because any damage you take is pretty much going to stick around here for a really long time. Okay, Extra Striker doesn't have the units to really break the rocks here. Doesn't want these Zealots to engage here. Please, just hold. Oh my god, those Zealots, what are you doing? Using so much of his buffer. That's going to make it so much more difficult now to engage without those Zealots there. Okay, I guess he does re-max quite nicely here. This bank definitely took a hit there. Whew, jeez Louise. This is a lot of damage being dealt here. Would love to see these forces spread out a little bit here. In a bit of a larger concave, but he's just being bullied. His Terran army just absolutely terrifying, coming on through. And and I don't know if Exo Striker has what he needs right here to hold this off. It's just so much Terran right now. So much Terran damage. Matillo, look at the amount of bases that he has behind us as well. His economy is absolutely booming. Killing off the observers, so gonna be difficult for Exo Striker now to see what is gonna happen. But as we said before, the Medivacs, there's not that many. Now lifting them up. Oh, Dark Templar. Perhaps a little bit of a desperation move here from Exo Striker. Can Exo Striker still make this work? He's making more and more Immortals. He realized that he needs to have something else against this army of siege tanks. Oh, dear lords, all the Dark Templar are now running after these handful of SCVs. Kind of giving away that there are, in fact, Dark Templars, and Matillo is going to be able to start setting up defenses against this. Immediately putting down siege. Oh my god. Ugh, that is so painful. 15 siege tanks, guys. There's 15 siege tanks. And that's a big drop here as well. 4 medevacs. 6 medevacs now on the map. Alright. So he's growing that medevac number. This army for Matillo is still so incredibly scary. Just looks like he has more than you're supposed to have. Oh, a bit of a surround coming in here. Still poking away at those low HP Marines and Marauders. So the tiniest of advantages there being taken by Exo Striker, who is in fact going to attempt to break this location here. You know what? The missile turret not yet done. There's Blink for these Dark Templar. Can they get on top of the missile turret in time? Oh, please, please. Oh, well, I guess if you kill the planetary, that works too. That's a really good pick off there by Exo Striker, killing off another base here. So those are 2 bases falling quite quickly in succession. Once Blink out of there, out of the scan, lovely stuff. Sees another base here. Is he going to be able to take some, deal some damage there as well? What is he doing? Is he actually taking his fight? He is absolutely mad. Why would... Okay, I guess he has a lot of Immortals. Oh my god, he killed all the siege tanks here. The Disruptor shot as well, making an absolutely lovely shot. But he just doesn't have the forces now to deal with the Marauders. And the Ghost is still incredibly dangerous here. Exo Striker though, I mean, I'd say that was a very solid trade for him. Resetting pretty much the... Wait, how are there still 9 siege tanks on the map? Okay, alright, fine, fair enough. You can just have infinite amount of siege tanks. That's cool. Oh, but these Dark Templar are definitely making a lot of work happen though. Or they could get the Ghost Academy here as well. Are they gonna go for it? Wait, oh, it's here. Okay, they're just hold positioning. Okay, never mind. I'm not sure if he should try to commit to this here, but you know what? I'm being proven wrong as I'm speaking, so let's just commentate. He's going over here. These Dark Templar are really being patient here, really testing. Oh my dear lords! All right, now being engaged again by Matillo, thinking he can take on the army now. Finally having enough units. Does he though? Does he though? Does he though? The stim or the scan happening. More Blink Stalker showing up as well. It looks like Exo Striker might be able to get around. Oh my god, that's a lot of siege tanks. So many siege tanks. Matillo making it work so far. More Immortals being used up here. And trying to get more and more of those out on the map. A really good choice, in fact. As, of course, well, I've said it a couple of times now. That's a crazy amount of siege tanks. Okay, okay. This is an incredibly tight series so far. But overall, Exo Striker definitely managing to take the upper hand now. After a couple of great engagements for him. Taking out a couple of bases here. Matillo was in a beautiful position for a while. But, I mean... this is not looking favorable for him anymore. Remember guys, we will be having an interview as well with the winner of this series. which we might be having rather quickly here. So if you have any questions, make sure to start posting them in the chat right now. Siege tanks one more time. Can they carry the Terran back into this? Oh my god, Exo Strike is just not engaging them. He's just going straight for the jugular, going in. Those Dark Templars, look at those guys. They are monks. They have turned into pacifists. They no longer know how to throw a game. GG, well played, champion. Yeah, that was a rough one. That was a really rough one. He had that one, it feels like, in the bag, but Exo Striker, being the boss that he is, quickly seeing the army composition of Matillo, completely switching everything around, and yeah, managing to make a comeback happen with the use of those Dark Templar, killing off 2 bases quickly in succession, and completely thwarting all of the economy that that Matillo really was setting up there. Very well played there by Exo Striker. Wonderfully done. And we're going to be hopping into the interview here with our Russian Alpha X Brodos player. Alright. Here we go. Anytime. We're just waiting for it. Alright, Matillo saying to Exo, you don't have pretty good TVP. You have amazing TVP.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Exo Striker, how are you feeling right now? You are the Alpha X Junior Championship Season 2 champion. How are you doing?
I feel nice. I just won something. I just won. Okay, I really feel nice. I'm a bit weak because I played like for 3 hours straight, and it's a bit too much for me. But it's amazing. Just...
Okay. I mean, I want to quote you. You said, list of tournament I failed at. Starland Junior, King of CIS July, all Moscow lands, Alpha X Apprentice 2 edition, all MVP Cups except September 1, Alpha X Younglings, Alpha X Civil War, GGR Quali, Argentum Cup Qualify, feel nice. That was your tweet, right?
Right.
Still feel nice?
Yes. Still feeling nice. A bit different nice, but it's nice also.
Okay. Well, congrats. You are a winner. Maybe can you present yourself for people who don't know you, like your age, where do you come from, how many time you play a week, since when do you play, etc.
Okay. My name is Nikita, Exo Striker. I'm from Russia. I'm 14 years old. I'm trying to play like 2-3 hours a day, at least try it. Brodos, of course. I think you just also this. And is that all? Don't know. Like,
Okay. Well,
should I say something more?
Yeah, and you also are free as well.
Yeah, from now.
Okay, I have a question in my chat for you, and it's from Arrock Fire, so it's a bit of a
Hi, Eric.
small question because he's asking you, Blink DT, it's strong. Do you think Blink DT is strong as a striker?
No, it's really a big unit. It's just useless. Absolutely. Don't know. You better ask Kugar. Maybe you know this Russian product. This question. Also.
Okay. Do you have any question, Kazan?
Who do you, alright, wait, how do you practice most? Is it just ladder, or do you like to practice versus other Alpha X members, or?
Usually I'm just playing ladder. I already said, I'm trying to play like 2-3 hours a day. Sometimes I play with my different friends when I need to practice for someone. I think that's all. I don't know.
Okay. Were you expecting a 4-1 victory here?
Really? Yes, I did. Because I already said my PvT is my best matchup. So obviously I thought that I can win Martilla. with pretty nice score. Okay, that's all. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you made a big run. Who was the hardest opponent to beat? Who was
Obviously, Ghosty. He is really strong Zerg with really strange builds. I think he could win me if he wanted to, but he showed 5 different build orders, and that was pretty interesting for real. But thank you, Ghosty, for not playing one base from hosts every game.
Kazan, do you have any other?
Let me think it through. Probably. I don't have much in the chat right now as questions are concerned, but let me think. Oh, I have one. Are there any pro players right now that you're thinking about? Like that's a person that ultimately I would like to beat, as in like the other professional players, or
Once again, please.
do you have any players like in the other, well, the the non-junior category of StarCraft 2 players that are like players that you're looking forward to like being able to beat at one point, maybe?
It's just a strange question. I don't know. I just want to grow in that game. I don't want to beat someone.
No one in particular you're looking to.
Yeah, like maybe.
Okay, that makes sense.
I want to beat Huge for real. My score versus him is like 0 for 25. I don't know how to win him, but if you wanted that question, answer, here it is. Huge.
All right.
Okay. Because Quartis, sorry, do you have any question? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I want to talk about those DTs in last game. Like they were fantastic. They killed so much. I mean, I guess 3-4 planetary fortress. It was huge. So I just want to ask: did you practice those DTs? Is it something you do usually?
Yes,
Or was it,
obviously it's pretty okay in late PvT. I think everyone should do this because it's a really nice unit. For Terran, it's really hard to beat him, like 8-10 DTs to base. Pretty cool.
Yo
Hi,
guys,
Martella.
sorry for disturb. I just want to say that GGVP to Exostriker. You're an amazing player. You have a
Thank you.
very good PvP, and yeah, like you had an amazing gameplay. And I want to congratulate you for this win because you really deserve it a lot.
Thank you again.
Really, GGVP man.
Thank you.
And I want to also to thank you guys for this beautiful tournament, and yeah, thank you for this possibility to play in it.
Thanks a lot, Mutio.
Yeah, thank you, Miguel. Thank you, everyone else who worked on this. It's really awesome to see those tournaments like this in
Yeah.
StarCraft.
Well, thank you. Actually,
It's
that was
great.
an amazing game. So we have actually a lot of viewers today, and maybe some young player like you, or like we would like to improve, but we don't know how to do that. So, Exostriker, do you have any advice? You like how did you improve that fast? And well,
I don't know. I just played. I just watched StarCraft 2 streams. Obviously, StarCraft 2 pro gamers. I played a lot, like in 2017, 2018. I tried to play it as much as I can. So I think just this play macro builds, maybe improve your level. I don't know.
Okay, that's great.
Work on your mistakes, of course. That's all.
That is important.
Yeah. Do you have someone you want to sex? Maybe a coach you have? Do you have a coach? And who is coaching you?
I don't have a coach. Like I'm just asking someone if I need to. Like maybe Skilos, maybe some other processes. I don't know. But obviously.
Yes,
Maybe
so Skilus helps you sometimes.
Again, please.
Skilus help you sometime.
Yeah. Yes. I said.
Okay.
Cool.
Quartis, other questions?
No, I'm fine. Just want to say GG's again.
Thank
It was
you.
awesome.
Okay, Kazan?
Maybe just a little bit of a curiosity question. What made you play Protoss overall?
Why I'm playing Protoss?
Yeah,
Yes,
what
um,
makes the decision for you? Was it just the playstyle? Was it the unit
uh,
looks and style?
before maybe 2017, I was playing random
Mhm.
in Silver Age college. Yeah, but was playing random. I don't know why I picked Protoss, but maybe because of some players, which games I saw. Maybe like Titan, Russian Protoss. Maybe you know him. I don't know. Maybe mm, MC. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And other Protosses. I picked the Trace. It's pretty interesting to play.
Yeah.
I think I'll also.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Happens to a lot of people, right? When they're like seeing a cool player somewhere. Happened to me as well. Like when I started, I guess, when with White-Ra as well. When I started playing Protoss. Anyway, not less important.
White-Ra was making interesting guides in 2010 when I was
Yeah.
5 years old.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Anyway.
Well, great. Thanks a lot. Congrats, games, and you had your revenge on Ghosty, who defeated you in the semifinals last season. Maybe you'll play again against Team next season.
No, please. I don't want to.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you will at one point. Do you have a last word you want to say?
Of course. So everyone, thank you everyone for maybe cheering for me if someone did. Thank you maybe someone for supporting me. Thank you for organizing all of this. I already said it's awesome tournament, awesome possibility, as Martilla said, and that's all once again.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, and well, see you next time.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Congrats.
Bye.
Yeah, see you,
Congrats
man.
again.
Bye-bye. All right. Lovely few words there from Extra Striker himself. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. I've been really Kozen. Tomorrow in the morning I'll be back. It's going to be actually in about 12.5 hours. I'll be starting up another stream which will be on my own channel, which is over here. We're going to be doing the OSC Masters Championship, which will be a tournament for the OSC, which will be holding about, I don't know, they're going to be holding a gazillion tournaments pretty soon. Anyway, I get to do 2 a week on the Sunday, and tomorrow's the first day that I'll be doing that one. And you know what, I hope you will be there. Also, of course, if you want to support this tournament, the Alpha X Young Ones, the Junior Championships, make sure to hit up on those Patreon pages, the Matcherino pages. We would very much appreciate it, and that's going to just support us in the long run overall to keep these tournaments going and keep a scene for the junior players up and rolling too. Alright, so I think that's going to be basically it for me. I hope you all had some lovely time here, and I don't have anything else to say, I believe. Am I forgetting something? We should probably host somebody, right? That's probably the right thing to do. Let me see. Let me see if I got a message from my esteemed leader, my supreme leader, telling me who to host. I don't think so. Anyway, alright, we're going to be looking at who we are going to be hosting then. Let's just take a look at the following tab. Take a look-see. Who is streaming here? Was Cuckoo streaming? We might just be hosting him then, right? That could be a cool one. OGN, Cats is streaming. It's not that many people, actually. Maybe I should just leave it in the hands of someone else. Let me take a look. Whoop. Canuck started streaming. I'm not sure if he still is. Oh, he was playing Rocket League. Is that still going? It's not. Alright, anyway. Let's just host Cats then. Screw it. Is this the command? Or raid? Was that it? I always forget. There we go. That's it up, cats. Alright, have a good one, guys. See you later. Love you all. Bye-bye.